A service of KIBMradio.com, the Internet's home for an all old-time radio.
The Jack Benny Program, transcribed and presented by Lucky Strike, the cigarette that's toasted to taste better.
If you want better taste from your cigarette, Lucky Strike is the brand to get. It's toasted to give you the best taste yet. It's the toasted cigarette. They take fine tobacco. It's light tobacco. It's mild tobacco too. And it's toasted, yes, it's toasted, because the toasting brings the flavor right through. So to get better taste from your cigarette, Lucky Strike is the brand to get. It's toasted to give you the best taste yet. It's the toasted cigarette.
This is Don Wilson, friends. That version of the Lucky Strike song Dorothy Collins just sang may be different in tempo, but the story is still the same. A Lucky tastes better because it's toasted to taste better. You see, better taste starts with fine, mild, good-tasting tobacco. LSMFT, Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. And then that tobacco is toasted. It's toasted is the famous Lucky Strike process that brings Lucky's fine tobacco to its peak of flavor, tones up this naturally good-tasting tobacco to make it taste even better, cleaner, fresher, smoother. So, friends, remember that next time you buy cigarettes. And be happy. Go Lucky. The Lucky Strike program starring Jack Benny with Mary Livingston, Rochester, Dennis A., Bob Crosby, and yours truly, Don Wilson. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight Jack Benny does another television show. But meanwhile, let's take you back to yesterday. Last night, the members of the Beverly Hills Beavers put on a play at the school auditorium. Of course, Jack Benny, who happens to be the treasurer of the club, was planning to go. We now find Rochester pressing Jack's tuxedo.
Press it once and press it twice, then press it once again. It's been a long, long time. Da 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 da. Well, I got the pants pressed. Now I better finish pressing the coat. I wonder where Mr. Benny bought this tuxedo. It should be on the label. Yeah, there it is. The Pep Boys.
Oh, Rochester, have you finished pressing my clothes yet?
Yes, boss, but who was the last one you rented this tuxedo to?
Why?
Every time I lay the coat down, the arms fold.
Oh, stop.
Anyway, you're only going to a school play. Why dress formal?
Well, Rochester, the Beavers aren't putting on just a play. They're going to do their version of my radio program. You see, each one of the kids will portray a member of my cast.
Oh.
And since I'm the inspiration for their show, they may ask me to come up on the stage and make a speech. Gosh, I'll never forget 10 years ago when I made that speech at the Academy Awards.
Boss, I didn't know you were on the speaker's list.
I wasn't, but I just had to get up and tell them what I thought of them. I'm glad I did, too. I'll get it, Rochester. Oh, hello, Mary.
Hello, Jack. Am I early?
Well, we don't have to be at the school auditorium for a half hour yet. Sit down, Mary.
Thanks.
Here's your tuxedo, boss.
Oh, help me on with the coat, Rochester. I want to see if it still fits. Thanks.
Jack, if you wear that old tuxedo again, I'm not going out with you. It's so old-fashioned now.
Old-fashioned?
Yes, look how long the coat is.
What are you laughing at?
You look like the villain in The Drunkard.
Only when I wear the cape. Now, Mary...
Jack, I mean it. I wouldn't be seen dead in that tuxedo.
Our last customer didn't mind.
cut that out. I'm going to wear this tuxedo, and that settles it. Now, Rochester, I won't be home, and... There's the phone. I'll get it. Hello?
Hi, Jack. This is Bob. I hate to bother you today, but, well, I wanted to let you know I'm on jury duty.
Jury duty? You're kidding.
No, the first case comes up Wednesday, and it may last for weeks.
But this is ridiculous. You'll miss my show. Didn't you tell him you worked for me?
Yes, I did, Jack.
Well, why didn't you tell him it would be a hardship if you had to lose the income from my show?
Well, I told him, Jack, but that didn't work either.
Why not?
Well, they pay more than you do.
What?
$3 a day.
Well, that temporary work is always high. But, Bob, I just can't let you miss my show.
Well, there's really nothing you can do about it, Jack.
Oh, no? What about my contract with you?
Well, that's the case that we're trying Wednesday.
Now, look, stop joking, Bob. I need you for the show, so I wish you'd try and make it.
Okay. Say, by the way, Jack, did you get that recording that I made with the sportsman?
Oh, yes, Bob. It's right here.
Well, will you play it? I think you might enjoy it.
All right, I'll play it right now. So long, Bob.
Goodbye.
Oh, Mary, Bob sent me a record that he made with the Sportsman Quartet. Let's play it.
Okay, where is it?
Right there by the phonograph. And play it loud, Mary, so I can hear it in the other room while I'm getting dressed.
Okay.
The sun is shining, oh happy day. No more trouble and no skies are gray. Ever since you said those words to me, you said you love me, I know it's true. My life's complete, dear, for now I have you. Oh happy day, oh lucky me. The moon is shining, oh happy night. Come to me, darling, hold me so tight. I need your lovin', really, yes I do. You said you love me, I know it's true. My life's complete, dear, for now I have you. Oh happy day, oh lucky me. Light up the lucky, oh happy day. Take one puff and we know you will say, Lucky Strike is the smoke I like. So round and firm and fully packed, it's better tasting, that is the fact. Oh happy day, happy-go-lucky day. A Lucky's cleaner, fresher too. A Lucky Strike is a smoother smoke, it's true. Oh, happy day, happy-go-lucky day. Oh, happy day, happy-go-lucky day.
Say, Mary, that was very good, and it was thoughtful of Bob to get the sportsman to do it with him.
Oh, it sure was. Say, Jack, don't you think it's about time we left for the school auditorium?
Yes, we haven't got much time. Rochester, get my car out of the garage, will you, please?
You can't use the car, boss. A nail went through one of the tires.
Oh.
I told you not to buy such cheap tires.
Well, Rochester, the most expensive tire in the world can be punctured by a nail.
A fingernail?
Well, what did you touch it for? Always testing. Now what are we going to do?
Well, I've got my car outside.
Okay, we'll go in yours. Come on.
Bye, Rochester.
Goodbye.
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 Jack, wasn't that a nice song Bob sang?
Yeah.
Oh, look, Jack, here comes Dennis on a bicycle.
Where?
Oh, hello, Mary. Hello, Mr. Benny.
Oh, hello, kid. Gee, we were just leaving for the school auditorium. Aren't you going to see the Beverly Hills Beavers put on their play?
Oh, sure, but it's such a nice night, I thought I'd ride over on my new bicycle.
Oh, is that a new one, Dennis?
Yeah, I won it last night on a quiz program.
On a quiz program? Gosh, you're really lucky.
Yeah.
Was it a hard question?
Oh, no, it was easy. The man pointed at me and said, would you pay $100 for this bicycle? I said, yes, so I gave him the $100 and he gave me the bicycle.
Dennis.
I almost won a refrigerator, but I didn't have enough money.
Look, kid, did the master of ceremonies of this quiz program have a little hammer in his hand?
Uh-huh.
Dennis, you were at an auction.
Certainly. And all those people crowded around were bidding. I know what I'd have done if I'd have had the hammer. Now, come on, we better get to the school auditorium.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, Dennis, did you ask your mother if you could go duck hunting with me again next week?
Yeah.
Dennis, I didn't know you go with Mr. Benny on his hunting trip.
Oh, sure, I'm his retriever.
You mean when he shoots, you bring back the duck?
No, when he misses, I have to bring back the buckshot.
All right. Now, Dennis, leave your bicycle here and come with us.
Okay.
Say, this school auditorium really is packed. But we got pretty good seats, didn't we, Mary?
Oh, these are fine. Right in the center, too.
Can you see all right, Dennis?
No.
Should ask that man in front of you to take off his hat.
It isn't his.
What?
It's mine. I put it there.
Well, take it off and be quiet.
Hey, Mr. Benny. Mr. Benny.
Oh, hello, Joey. Is everything ready backstage for your show?
Uh-huh.
Are the kids nervous?
Yeah, a little bit.
Well, good luck.
Thanks, Mr. Benny. And by the way, you'll be happy to know that we're almost sold out of popcorn.
Well, good. Now, push the lemonade. Go ahead.
Okay. You know, Miss Livingston, tonight we're going to do a takeoff on Mr. Benny's radio show.
I know.
Say, Joey, did you finally get a fat kid to play Don Wilson?
Uh-huh.
Good. Now, you better hurry or you'll be late. Huh? Well, Mary, it won't be long now before the show starts.
Gee, I hope the Beavers really do it.
Hey, Mary.
Huh?
Don't look now, but there's a lady across the aisle who keeps staring at me. I guess she recognizes me.
Where?
Shh, here she comes.
Pardon me, but would you be good enough to give me your autograph?
Why, certainly. There you are.
Thank you. You were wonderful in the drunkard.
I told you not to wear that cape.
I'll take it off. You know, Mary, this idea of the little kids doing my radio program is really clever, isn't it?
Oh, yes, Jack. I think it's the cutest thing that... Oh, the curtain's going up.
Yeah. And look, they've even got a kid orchestra.
Quiet. Here they go.
Jack Benny with Mary Livingston, Rochester, Dennis Day, Bob Crosby, and yours truly, Don Wilson. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to bring you the star of our show. A man who still has the first dollar he's ever earned. Not because he's cheap, because you can't spend Confederate money. Jack Benny. Thank you. Hello again. This is Jack Benny talking. And Don, did you think up that introduction all by yourself? Yes, Jack, and I thought it was very funny. Oh, you did, eh? Yes. Don, the boo boy. Hey, get easy. The last time you shook like that, you got a proposal from Hilo Hattie. And another thing, Don. Oh, hello, Mary. Hello, Jack. Hiya, Don. Say, Mary, I called you last night, but your mate said you were out. That's right. I went to the baseball game with Van Johnson. That was nice. Who won? When you're with Van Johnson, who watches the game? Mary, what's this you dropped on the floor? That? Oh, that's the letter I got from Mama. From your mother, eh? What does the third dimension of Plainfield have to say? I'll read it to you. My darling daughter, Mary, just a few lines to let you know that we are all well. The weather's nice here now, but as you probably read in the paper, last month we had an awful blizzard. And when your father came in from the barn, his milking hand was frozen. Gee. I hope it thaws out soon, as we'd like to get the cow out of the house. I don't blame them.
Hey, Mary, that little girl is a natural-born actress.
Yes, she went right on reading the letter, even though her bloomers were slipping down.
Yeah.
No other news, so we'll close now. With love, your loving mother, Mama. You know, Mary, your mother's letters get better all the time. But let's get on with the show. Oh, Bob Crosby, I'm talking to you. Oh, I'm sorry, Jack. I didn't hear you. Didn't hear me? No, I've been rehearsing the band and my ears are still folded. Oh, say, Bob, I meant to ask you, did you learn how to pronounce that word yet? I think so. Let me hear you say it. Manischewitz. Well, keep trying, Bob. You don't want to disgrace your wife and children. Say, Jack, what is it, Don? I think this fellow has a telegram for you. Well, what's he waiting for? Oh, boy. Oh, fine. Are you from Western Union? Who do you think I am with this uniform, Nelson Eddy? Never mind. Just give me the message. Here you are. And here's a tip for you. Oh, boy, a nickel. Now I can send my father through college. Say, I've had trouble with you before. What's the matter with you? Do you enjoy aggravating me? Whoa, do I? Now, let's see. I wonder who this Jack, you only gave a nickel tip. That's the cheapest thing I ever heard of. Mary, be quiet, or you'll be known as Nylon Nellie at the May Company. And now, ladies and gentlemen, for our feature attraction tonight, we are going to do... Hello, Mr. Benny. Hello, Mary. Hello, Dennis. Hey, kid, I'm glad you got here because it's time for your... Wait a minute. Dennis, look at me. Huh? Dennis, this is the first time I ever saw you wearing glasses. Are your eyes bad? No. Then why are you wearing those glasses? My uncle died and left them to me. Your uncle? Oh, that's a shame. Yeah, I can't see a darn thing with them. Well, for heaven's sakes, kid, if you can't see with them, take them off. Just because somebody leaves you something in a will, you're not compelled to use it. I'm not? No. Anybody want to buy a set of teeth? Now, cut that out. And take off those glasses. It's time for your song. Okay. While you're singing, I'm going out in the hall and get a candy bar out of the machine. Clancy was a peaceful man, if you know what I mean. The cops picked up the pieces after Clancy left the scene. He never looked for trouble, that's a fact you can assume. But nevertheless, when trouble would press, Clancy lowered the boom. Oh, the Clancy! Whenever they got his eyes shut, Clancy lowered the boom. The neighbors all turned out for Kid O'Grady's wedding night. The bugle said, let's have some fun. I think I'll start a fire. He left the hall and kissed the bride and pulverized the groom. As quick as a wink before he could think, Clancy lowered the boom. Oh, the Clancy, oh, the Clancy. Whenever they got his Irish up, Clancy lowered the boom. Oh, the Clancy, oh, the Clancy. Whenever they got his Irish up, Clancy lowered the boom. Sure, it was the most beautiful sight you ever did see when Clancy lowered the boom. The candy machine. Oh, here it is. Now, let's see. They've got Hershey's, Circus Peanuts, Lifesavers, Babe Ruth, and Milky Dip. I think I'll get that one, a Milky Dip.
Hey, Bud.
Huh?
Come here a minute. Yeah, what you doing?
I'm getting some candy.
What kind?
A Milky Dip. What?
Get a Hershey bar.
Why a Hershey bar?
In this hot weather, nothing runs like chocolate.
But I want a Milky Dip.
Milky Dip hasn't got a chance.
What are you talking about? Milky Dip not only has chocolate on the outside, but it has cream in the center.
That's what'll give you the trouble.
What?
Cream is hard to handle unless you whip it.
Gee, I never thought of that. You really think I should get a Hershey bar?
Can't miss. Look at the last performance.
Last performance?
Yeah. Coming out of the machine, Hershey was boxed in by Lifesaver, but got through the hole.
Really?
And Lifesaver was the flavorite.
Well, I don't know. I'm still gonna... Wait a minute. I know what I'll do. I'll get Almond Joy.
Okay, it's your dough.
Wasn't it cute, Jack? Just like the tout on our show.
Yeah.
Hurry up, Jack. Dennis has finished his song. Okay, Mary. What took you so long, Jack? Oh, I ran into that racetrack tout. Now, where were we? We're supposed to start our sketch. Oh, yes. Well, hold it a second. Kids, before we start, I want to call Rochester. Oh, Mabel. What is it, Gertrude? Mr. Benny's line is flashing. Hello? Hello? Gertrude, will you try to get me Rochester, please? Just a moment, Blue Eyes. He wants I should get him Rochester. It's a good thing he talked to you. I'd have hung up on him. Why? Jack took me out once and didn't even kiss me goodnight. I can't understand it. I even brought my lips up close to him. Like this. Well, no wonder he didn't kiss you. What? I've seen a better pucker on a clothes laundry bag. Operator, get me Rochester. Yes, Mr. Benny, I'm ringing for you.
Mr. Benny's residence, star stage, screen, radio, television, and get your income tax filled out by the man who knows.
Never mind that, Rochester.
Oh, it's you, boss.
Yeah. Did the man from the used car lot come around to buy my car?
Yes, sir.
Well, did you tell him the price was $1,000?
Uh-huh, but he told me that the used car market has dropped some in the last few days.
Oh, what did he offer you?
$750.
Well, that isn't so bad.
You ought to see where the decimal point is.
Now, Rochester, stop being on his side. You know as well as I do that the car is worth $1,000.
Oh, boss, come now.
All right. Well, tell the man I'm not selling it anyway, and come down to the studio and pick me up. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Jack, you were on the phone so long we haven't got time to do the play. I don't know. You try to put on a program and something always happens. Play, Bob.
Lemonade. Get your lemonade in the lobby.
Jack!
Oh, I'm sorry.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jack will be back in a minute to tell you about his television program, which goes on at 7 p.m. tonight over the CBS television network. But first, a word to you smokers who are looking for better taste in a cigarette. Better taste, friends, is the prime concern of the makers of Lucky Strike. That's why a Lucky is made of fine, good-tasting tobacco that's toasted to taste even better. Yes, better taste begins with fine, light, mild tobacco. Good-tasting tobacco. And then that tobacco is... The Jack Benny Program, transcribed and presented by Lucky Strike, the cigarette that tastes better.
Light up the Lucky.
It's light up time.
Be happy, go Lucky.
It's light up time for the taste that you like. Light up the Lucky Strike.
Relax. It's light up time.
This is Don Wilson, friends, and I certainly agree there's no time like right now to light up a Lucky and find out firsthand what real deep-down smoking enjoyment is. I mean the enjoyment that comes from better taste, because a Lucky tastes better every time. And the reasons why are world famous. First of all, LSMFT, Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. Tobacco's so fine, so light, so mild, it just naturally tastes better. And then something very important happens to Lucky's fine tobacco. It's toasted. It's toasted is the famous Lucky Strike process that brings Lucky's naturally good-tasting tobacco to its peak of flavor, tones it up to make it taste even better, cleaner, fresher, smoother. So right now, while the show gets underway, or whenever it's light-up time for you, be happy. Go Lucky. Enjoy Lucky Strike, the best-tasting cigarette you ever smoked.
Light up the Lucky.
It's light up time.
Be happy, go Lucky.
It's light up time for the taste that you like. Light up the Lucky Strike.
Right now.
Light up a Lucky.
It's light up time.
The Lucky Strike program starring Jack Benny with Mary Livingston, Rochester, Dennis A., Bob Crosby, and yours truly, Don Wilson. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to take you back to Thursday evening at the CBS radio studios. The Jack Benny Show has just finished its weekly rehearsal.
All right, fellas, that's about it. But before anybody leaves, I want to check some things. Hey, Malin.
Yes, Jack?
I'd like you to rehearse the opening music with the boys. I like the tempo picked up a little. You know?
Okay. I intended to have another orchestra rehearsal anyway.
I want to stay and go over my song once more.
Oh, fine, Dennis. Now, Don.
Yes, Jack?
One little thing. every time we rehearsed that joke on page 12, you broke up and laughed through the whole thing.
Yeah, I know.
Well, Don, you're supposed to play that straight. You're supposed to do it with sincerity. It's not funny when you laugh.
Jack, I can't help laughing. It is funny.
Well, let's try it once more, Don. This time, play it straight. Let's rehearse it once more. It's on the bottom of page 12. Go ahead.
Okay.
Now, take it, Don. Now, don't laugh. Just take it.
You know, ever since I was born, my father wanted me to be a jockey.
Oh, Don, that's silly. Jockeys only weigh about 90 pounds.
Well, that's exactly what I weighed when I was born.
For heaven's sake, you laughed all the way through it again.
Well, Jack, I just can't help it. It's so ridiculous.
Ridiculous?
Yeah, when I was born, I weighed 120 pounds.
How do you like that? And I paid a writer $9 for that joke. Now, fellas, we'll have another script rehearsal tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock.
Can't you make it later, Jack? I've got to get a haircut tomorrow morning.
Well...
Oh, Mr. Benny, I have to get a haircut, too.
Hey, that's a coincidence. I have to get a haircut, too.
The only thing I can't stand is a bunch of show-off. Look, fellas, we've scheduled the rehearsal for tomorrow morning. Why do you have to waste time like that?
Oh, it's not a waste of time, Jack. Don't you get haircuts when your hair gets too long?
He has Rochester wash it and it shrinks.
Dennis, I suppose you thought that was funny.
Yes, sir.
I agree with him, Jack.
Oh, you agree with him, eh, Don?
Yeah. According to the greatest authorities on comedy, the basic ingredient of all humor is the blunt insult.
Really, Don?
Yes.
Well, shut up, blubber bucket. Is that blunt enough? Now, let's see. Dennis, if you're ready to rehearse your song now, I'd like to hear it.
Oh, my throat is a little dry. I think I'll get a Coke first.
Oh, well, Malin, why don't you let the boys in the band take a little break?
Yeah. Okay, fellas, take 5.
He meant 5 minutes, not break. What a bunch of guys.
Go ahead, fellas, take a 5-minute break.
Oh, say, Malin, I've noticed something. Every time the boys in the band leave, Sammy the drummer stays behind. Now, why doesn't he go with them?
Well, Sammy doesn't like to mix with them. They're always insulting him and saying mean things about him.
I've noticed that, too. Why didn't he stick up for himself and answer him back?
Oh, he's afraid to.
Afraid to, but Sammy's the biggest guy in the band. Is he a coward?
Not exactly, but you see, he's been down on his hands and knees so long, he thinks everybody is 10 feet tall.
Gee. He must think the piano is the Golden Gate Bridge. Well, that's about all. I'm going to my dressing room. Malin, let me know about those new arrangements as soon as they're ready, will you?
Okay, Jack, I'll call you. What's your number at home again?
Crestview 40555.
Crestview 40555.
That's right. See you tomorrow, fellas.
Oh, I'll walk with you, Mr. Benny. I'm going out in the hall for a drink.
Okay, kid. Gee, the studio sure looked nice and bright since they replastered and painted the walls.
Yeah.
Must have cost a lot of money.
It cost $4,629.92.
Dennis, how'd you know the exact amount?
My mother was foreman on the job.
Well, here's the Coke machine. You said you wanted to get one.
Oh, yeah. Well, let's see. Oh, here's a dime. Nothing came out.
Dennis, don't beat on the machine like that. You'll break it.
But I put my dime in and nothing came out.
Well, that's the chance you take.
Oh. Say, wait a minute. Here's a sticker on the machine. It says, for repairs, call Crestview 40555.
See you later, Dennis.
Hey, wait a minute. That's your number.
Don't be such a bad loser. I'm going to my dressing room. Well, I'll get all my things out of here, out of my dressing room, and then I'll... Yes, miss?
Say, what are you doing here?
Miss, this happens to be my dressing room.
Mister, either you can't read or you ought to get your glasses fixed.
It's my dressing room. It's been converted.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, I guess I'll get my things together. First, I better call the parking lot and have them push my car around to the front. It takes longer now that a wheel is missing. Hello, this is Mr. Benny. Will you please bring my car around to the front? Thank you. Well, I might as well go now. I think I'll go to the studio and say goodbye to the gang. So long, fellas.
Oh, Mr. Benny, I thought you'd gone home.
I'm just leaving. Can I drop you at your house?
No, I'm going to the doctor across the street. I'm getting a treatment for water on my knee.
Oh, gee, Dennis, I didn't know you had water on the knee.
Well, I have, and it bothers me a lot, especially at night.
At night?
Yeah, the splashing keeps me awake. It's at its worst about 3 in the morning.
Why?
That's when the tide comes in.
Don, you see, Don, you shouldn't have asked him. I was going to ignore the silly kid. He's making the whole thing up. He hasn't got water on the knee, probably never had it.
Oh, yes, I have. I got it when my mother dropped me when she was giving me a bath.
When you were a baby?
No, last week.
Now, cut that out! I'm leaving now. And Malin, don't forget to call me about those arrangements. So long, fellas.
How'd you enjoy your dinner, Mr. Benny?
That was very good, Rochester, and I'll have my coffee.
Here you are. Would you like a little cognac in your coffee?
I would, but have we got any cognac?
Yeah, I squeezed out that fruitcake you got for Christmas.
I'm glad you squeezed that joke out, finally. Thought we weren't going to get it there for a minute. Well, good. That's my next line. Good.
Say, boss, after I finish the dishes, can I have the rest of the night off?
I guess so. Have you got a date?
Yeah. I'm going over to my girlfriend Susie's house to watch television. It's so nice and cozy there. Just the two of us on the sofa with the lights dimmed down.
Say, this will be the third time this week you've been there. Have there been any good shows on television this week?
Who knows? They're Seth Rogen.
Okay, Rochester, you can have the night off, but be sure you're home at a reasonable hour.
You're reasonable or am I reasonable?
Never mind. Just don't be so late.
Want me to answer the phone, boss?
No, you finish the dishes. I'll get it in the den. His reasonable or my reasonable. Never forget last New Year's Eve. He went out. He didn't come in till 5. February 5. I'm going to have a long talk with him. Hello?
Hi, Jack. This is Mail and Mary.
Oh, have you got those musical arrangements I asked for?
Well, I was bringing them over with Remley, but he had to stop off here at a gas station to get filled up.
Oh, well, wait a minute. I didn't know Frankie had a car.
He hasn't. He'll drink anything.
Oh.
I'll try and get them over soon.
Okay, goodbye. Hey, imagine Frankie getting high on gasoline. I hope it's mobile gas, then everybody can look for the sign of the flying red guitar player. Gosh, what a bunch of guys those musicians are. I don't know why I keep them around. They can't play music. A lot of times they don't even bother showing up for the program. When they do show up, the condition they're in. Now that I think of it, those fellas haven't sobered up once in all the years they've been with me. If they ever start cashing their checks, I'm going to fire them. I don't know why. Say, what's this message here on the phone? It's in Rochester's handwriting. Darrell Zanuck called. Oh, Rochester! Rochester, what's this message about Mr. Zanuck calling?
Oh, yes, Mr. Benny. He phoned this afternoon from 20th Century Fox Studios.
What did he want? What?
You owe him a dime. Their Coke machine is out of order.
Oh, well, you know what to do. Send him the questionnaire he has to fill out and the 6 form letters he has to sign in front of a notary public.
But, boss, nobody will go through all that just to get a dime back.
I know.
Are you going out to a movie tonight, Mr. Benny?
No, there's some good wrestling on television tonight, and I want to watch it. Hey, look what time it is. I better turn the set on, or I'll miss the main event.
Well, while you're watching TV, I'll go back in the kitchen and finish my work.
Okay, Rochester. Well, the set's warming up. I think I'll get comfortable here in this chair. Hey, what's this picture coming on? Those four fellas look like the Sportsman Quartet.
Now, for their next number, the Sportsman Quartet will sing No Business Like Show Business from the 20th Century Fox picture of the same name.
The butcher, the baker, the grocer, the clerk. No, we're the sportsmen on the radio. We've muttered, we've stuttered, and we've gone berserk to make our Lucky Strike commercials go. What we do to a song is really sad. What other business pays you to be bad? Till the end of time, we'll be haunted by this line. Smoke a Lucky from Kentucky, they're just ducky. Yes, and they're all mine. Then I sang for Yankee, and someone should have shot me. But no, our sponsor thought that it was fine. We mentioned Lucky Strikes in every line. There's no business like show business like no business we know. Everything about it is a feeling. Everything the traffic will allow. As for money, we get hardly any. We work for plenty right up till now. There's no trouble like our trouble when we try to collect. We'd be better off if we were home in bed. But no, not us, it's TV instead. We hope Penny never hears a word we've said. Let's go on with the show. There's no cigarette, none you can get like Lucky's we know. Lucky's are the smoke that you will treasure. Lucky's have that better taste you like. There's no way we know to really measure the smoking pleasure in Lucky Strike. They're clean through and through, much fresher too, so smooth as you know. Lucky Strike means fine tobacco, you'll agree. A toasted cigarette there for me. Now's the time to light an LSMFT. You like Lucky's we know. Yes, you like Lucky's we know.
Gee, that was real good.
This concludes another program of music sponsored by the Shamrock Hotel in Houston, Texas. For reservations, call the clerk right at the hotel. The number is Houston 69038, 576489, 41027369.
Gee, everything's so big down in Texas. What a number.
Oh, correction, please. I've just been notified that for reservations at the Shamrock Hotel, you're to call the Flamingo Hotel in Las Vegas. The Flamingo has just won the Shamrock.
That's silly. I better get the channel the wrestling matches are on.
Well, that was an exciting bout.
That's it.
Now, before we telecast the main event, here's a word from our sponsor, the Friendly Credit Clothing Store.
Yes, men, if you need slacks, suits, sport jackets, or any other wearing apparel, get them at the Friendly Credit Clothing Store. No money down, just pay $1 a week. And remember, these clothes are guaranteed not for months, not for years, but for life. They have to be because that's how long you'll be paying. Now back to the wrestling matches.
And now we're ready for the main event. Both wrestlers are now in the ring. The contestants are Lord Featherstone and Professor Lamont, who is known as the absent-minded professor.
Gosh, what big fellows they are.
The referee has summoned the men to the center of the ring. Featherstone has taken off his robe, and his trunks are black with a white stripe. Now the professor is taking off his robe, and his trunks are... Well, he really is absent-minded.
I'll say he is. Oh, the match is about to start. This should be good.
There's the bell. The men advance to the center of the ring and start circling around each other as they...
What happened to the picture? The set went off. I wonder what's wrong with it. Oh, Rochester! Rochester!
Yes, boy?
I was watching television. All of a sudden, the set went off.
Maybe you made a short circuit when you dropped in the coin.
That set's in the guest room. It's probably just a loose wire. You try and fix it. I'm going to get the wrestling matches on radio.
Yes, sir.
Gee, I don't even know what radio station it's on. Let's see.
Please don't leave me, Joe. Please, please. I've been a good wife to you, although I'll admit that I've nagged a little. Never had your dinner ready when you came home at night. Never made the beds in the morning and let the furniture stay dusty.
That's not it. That's a soap opera. Maybe it's around here somewhere. That's it.
And Dusty Rhodes has just hit a home run into the right field stands, and the Giants defeat Cleveland in the first game of the World Series.
This program was transcribed earlier for release at this more convenient time.
Oh, for heaven's sakes, where are those wrestling matches?
We played the game of stay away, but it cost more than I could pay. Without you, I can't find my way. I surrender, dear.
Boy, would she stump the experts on what's my line. Rochester, how you come along with the television set? I can't get the program on radio.
Well, I've looked all over the set. I can't see anything wrong.
But it just went off suddenly. See, maybe the wire's been kicked loose where it's plugged in.
You want me to go over to the Coleman's house and see?
Look, never mind the joke. Just see if you can fix the set. I'll try the radio again.
And sometimes I forget to sew buttons on your shirt and leave a sink full of dirty dishes, spend too much money on clothes, neglect the children, burn your toast in the morning.
Maybe it's lower on the dial here.
And now, fellow members of the Ladies' Auxiliary, it is my pleasure to present our guest of honor.
Ladies, it's a pleasure to be with you today. And as a member of the local Chamber of Commerce, I feel it's my duty to defend our fair community against these disparaging remarks about the smog conditions in the Los Angeles area. They say that smog is a menace, but I am proud to say that I was born in this community and have lived here for 36 years. I'll admit we do have a very minor problem. But they would have you believe that there hangs over the... Humans would take the atmosphere. Now this is a ridiculous untruth. But that is I. Close that window and turn on the air conditioning.
See, I get everything but what I want to listen to. Where are the wrestling matches?
I may seem proud.
Oh, for heaven's
sake. It's just a pose.
I don't want that.
I'm not that way.
Heard the smog doesn't hurt at all. Why can't I get the wrestling matches here?
Friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ears. The evil that men do lives after them. The good is often interred with their bones. So let it be with Caesar.
Thank you, Mark Anthony.
What?
This news program was transcribed earlier for release at this more convenient time.
Well, this I don't understand at all.
We'll bury Caesar in just a minute. A word from our sponsor.
For heaven's sake, Rochester, can't you get that television set fixed?
I'm fixing it.
What's wrong with this radio set here? I want to get the wrestling matches.
Sometimes I'd stay out too late at night.
Oh, for heaven's
And I always have accidents while driving your car, and I lose the rent money playing canasta.
Oh.
And I'll admit that I've let myself become sloppy. But you're not going to leave me, are you, Joe?
Yes! Gosh, Joe had a big part. Why can't I get the wrestling matches?
Oh, has this been exciting?
I've got it.
Yes, this has been the most exciting wrestling match we've ever seen. You've just heard a statement from the winner of the match, and now coming up to our microphone for an interview is the loser. Now, you lost the match when the referee gave you the submission signal. Now, can you tell us why you gave up?
He broke my arm.
Well, this is the craziest thing I've ever heard. I'm going to a movie. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Brotherhood Week, sponsored by the National Conference of Christians and Jews. 7 days set aside to remind us of our responsibility to our neighbors every week of the year. It's a reminder that this country was built by people of every race, every creed, and every color. That mixture has been our strength. Let's keep America strong by living brotherhood. Let's keep it one nation under God. Thank you.
Jack will be back in just a minute, but right now, here's a suggestion for you.
Light up the lucky.
It's light up time.
Be happy, go lucky.
It's light up time for the taste that you like. Light up a Lucky Strike.
Relax. It's light up time.
That's a grand idea for a pleasant Sunday evening at home, or any time at all when you want to enjoy a really great cigarette. Just lean back and light up a Lucky. Because every Lucky you light is sure to give you better taste. And here's why. First, Luckies are made of fine tobacco. Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. Light, mild, naturally good-tasting tobacco. And then, that tobacco is toasted. It's toasted is the famous Lucky Strike process that tones up Lucky's fine tobacco, brings it to its peak of flavor, makes it taste even better, cleaner, fresher, smoother. Result? Lucky Strike, the best-tasting cigarette you ever smoked. So right now, friends, or any time at all when it's light-up time for you, be happy. Go Lucky. Make your cigarette better-tasting Lucky Strike.
Light up the lucky.
It's light up time.
Be happy, go lucky.
It's light up time for the taste that you like. Light up a Lucky Strike.
Right now.
Light up a Lucky.
It's light up time.
Gee, boss, it's a shame the wrestling matches were over before I could get the television set fixed.
Yeah. Well, gosh, it's too early to go to bed. I know what I'll do. There's an all-night supermarket down on the corner, and I'll go down there now and buy our Thanksgiving turkey.
That's a good idea, boss.
This program was transcribed earlier for release at this more convenient time.
Yeah. Good night.
The Jack Benny program is written by Sam Perrin, Milt Josephsberg, George Balzer, John Tackerberry, Al Gordon, Hal Goldman, and produced and transcribed by Hilliard Marks.
Filter smokers, here's the true tobacco taste you've been looking for. Filter Tip Tarleton gives you all the full, rich flavor of Tarleton's famous quality tobacco, and real filtration, too. Filter Tip Tarleton incorporates activated charcoal, renowned for its unusual powers of selective filtration and used far and wide to purify the air we breathe, the water and beverages we drink. Look for the red, white, and blue stripes on the package. They identify Filter Tip Tarleton, the best in filtered smoking.
The Jack Benny program is brought to you by the American Tobacco Company, America's leading manufacturer of cigarettes. And Grape Nuts Flakes program starring Jack Benny with Mary Livingston, Phil Harris, Rochester, and yours truly, Don Wilson. Well, friends, I have a little poem here for you tonight, and it goes something like this. A pert little welder named Susie found by 10 she felt washed out and woozy. Now, a good breakfast she takes with crisp Grape Nuts Flakes. And at noon, she's still peppy, not snoozy. Well, you can all take a tip from Sue. Don't try to do a man-sized job on a canary-sized breakfast. After all, your vitality's low in the morning because you haven't had a thing to eat for 12 long hours. That's why doctors and dietitians say you need at least 1/4 of your entire day's nourishment at breakfast. And dietitians say it should include a cereal with whole grain food values. Well, that's the kind you get with Grape Nuts Flakes, because those tempting, toasty brown flakes are packed with energy-giving whole grain nourishment. Tomorrow, try a big bowl full of Grape Nuts Flakes. Pour on the milk, pile on the fruit. Man, what an elegant dish. So eat a good breakfast, do a better job. You'll sure enjoy those malty-rich Grape Nuts Flakes. Ladies and gentlemen.
Don, hold up the introduction. Jack isn't here yet.
He isn't? Well, where is he?
Maybe he followed some babe down Vine Street and forgot to look up when he passed NBC.
Come on, now, don't be silly, Phil. Jack doesn't follow girls.
He doesn't, eh? How do you think he met me?
No kidding, Mary. Is that the way you met Jackson?
Yeah. If I didn't have to stop for that traffic light, I'd still be working at the May Company. But I'm not sorry. I'm making just as much working for Jack.
Well, gee, you're lucky. But where is Jackson anyway?
Oh, he'll show up in a minute. And fellas, wait till you see him. Oh, brother.
Why? What's the matter, Mary?
Well, Warner's called him up and told him they wanted to make a big feature picture called The Life of Jack Benny.
The Life of Jack Benny?
Yeah, and you know, fellas, since Jack found out about it, he's absolutely unbearable. I never saw such conceit in all my life.
Well, if that's the case, when Jackson gets here, I'm leaving.
Leaving? Why?
Well, if he's getting to be anything like me, there'll be no standing the guy.
You said it, Bill. Uh-oh, here he comes now.
Well, hello, everybody. Hello, Donald.
Hello, Jack.
Philip. Hello. How do you do, Miss Livingston?
Jack Benny, take off that monocle.
It's not a monocle. I broke my bifocals and managed to save one focal. Here, Donald, take my gloves and cane. Thank you. There. Gloves and cane? Oh, boy, are you snooty.
Phil, the gloves are snooty. The cane is necessary.
Go ahead. Have your little fun. But you'll all apologize when you know what's happened to me.
We know.
Yes, Jack. Mary told us that Warner Brothers were going to make a picture about your life.
Yes, sir. The same studio that made the life of Emile Zola, the life of Louis Pasteur, the life of Mark Twain, and now, the life of Jack Benny. Now cut that out. Smart aleck musician.
You know, Jackson, I can't understand. I can't understand any studio wanting to make a picture of your life.
Now, what do you mean?
Well, I'm the guy. Color, glamour, excitement. That's what they should make. The life of Phil Harris.
The life of Phil Harris?
Why, sure.
Phil, the story of your life wouldn't pass the Hayes office if it was endorsed by Good Housekeeping. So don't be ridiculous.
All right. So what's so good housekeeping about your life? What makes your life so interesting?
Well, mine... Well, my life is a story of adventure, courage, the real true life of Jack Benny. Now stop with that. Enough's enough. Listen, Phil, you may not believe this, but my life has been one adventure after another. It started when I ran away from home to face the world all by myself.
How old were you?
32.
I was 27. I remember because I didn't want to leave until I finished high school. 32. Well, fellas, I have to leave you now. You see, they're making my life. Rochester's waiting in the car to take me to Warner Brothers.
Hey, wait a minute, Jackson. We got a radio program to do.
Radio? Radio.
Yeah, radio. R-A-D.
Oh, brother, is he going to have trouble when television comes in? Anyway.
Television. T-E-L-U.
Never mind. Come on, Mary, you can go with me.
Okay.
Gee, Mary, just to think of it gives me a thrill. Imagine on the marquees of theaters all over the country, in big bright lights, the life of Jack Benny. Oh, shut up. Come on, Mary. Take it easy, Rochester. Watch where you're going.
Oh, Jack, don't be so nervous.
I'm not nervous.
You must be, boss. You're telling me to take it easy and you're driving.
What? Wait a minute, Rochester. When we started out, you were driving. What happened?
Remember that big bump we hit back there?
Yes?
Well, when those people put us back in the car, they put us in wrong.
Oh. Well, you, Rochester, you take the wheel now. And hurry up. I want to get to the studio. Say, Mary, I just thought of something. If they're going to make the story of my life, I shouldn't only be acting in it, I should direct it.
Jack.
And not only that, who knows my life better than I do? I should write it, too.
Well, if you do all that, you might as well produce it.
Yeah.
That'll look fine on the screen. The Life of Jack Benny, starring Jack Benny, directed by Jack Benny, written by Jack Benny, and produced by Jack Benny.
Gee, won't that look swell?
Well, and monotonous.
Oh, I don't know. There's nothing wrong with that. Gee, The Life of Jack Benny, starring Jack Benny, directed by Jack Benny, and produced by Jack Benny. What are you laughing at?
I'll lend you my girdle and you can be your own leading lady.
No, that'd be going too far. Gosh, imagine the story of my life. Rochester, let's put the top down so people can see me.
So people can see you. Oh, Jack.
That's nothing, Miss Livingston. This morning he wanted to ride down Hollywood Boulevard on a white horse like Lady Godiva.
Lady Godiva?
Yeah, but his toupee wasn't long enough.
Rochester, I was just going to do that to save gas. That's all.
I wonder how I'd look on a white horse.
Never mind. Now, Rochester, we have quite a ways to go yet, so turn on the radio. Might as well have some entertainment.
Okay.
So remember, folks, if you feel dull, listless, and logy, try Sympathy Soothing Syrup. Sympathy spelled backwards is Yatapamid. The Y-H-T-A-P-M-Y-S.
Get something else, Rochester.
Ladies and gentlemen, is your mattress lumpy? Do you feel like you've been sleeping uphill? If you do, discard your old mattress and get yourself a genuine Sleepmore. Sleepmore spelled backwards is Erompils. E-R-O-M-P-E-E-L-S.
Oh, Rochester. Rochester, get something else.
Okay.
So remember, folks, eat a good breakfast and do a better job. And you can do that by eating baldy-rich, sweet-as-a-nut Breaknuts Flakes. Breaknuts Flakes spelled backwards is Seekout Stun Apart.
Seekout Stun Apart?
S-E-K-A-L-M-S-T-U-N-E-P-A-R-G.
Hey, now that's a clever commercial.
Television. T-E-L-U.
Shut it off, Rochester. Shut it off. Say, we're here at the studio. Stop right at the main gate.
Okay, boss.
Now, let's see. Where's Jerry Walsoffer? He's in charge of production for my picture.
Maybe it's down this corridor.
Yeah. Here's some officers. Let's see. Waterman, Silverman, Overman, Gentleman. Kern, Kirchhoff, Wall. Here it is.
Yes?
I'm Jack Benny. Mr. Wall is expecting me.
Mr. Wald is in conference. Would you mind waiting?
Not at all. Come on, Mary. Let's sit down over here.
Hey, Jack. Jack.
What?
Look at that fellow sitting on the other side of the room. Isn't that Danny Kaye?
Danny Kaye? Where?
Reading that newspaper.
Oh, yeah. And he used to be such a nice kid.
Used to be? What did he ever do to you?
What did he do to me? Did you see that Samuel Goldwyn picture he made up in arms?
Yes, he was a big hit in it. He was sensational. What about it?
What about it? I'm having enough trouble with Paul Lucas.
Oh, Jack.
And now Danny Kaye. Get that nonchalant manner. Sitting there reading that newspaper. Look at that expression on his face. Loaded with confidence.
Jack, that's a picture of Wilkie on the back page.
Oh, Wilkie? Hasn't anybody told him yet? Anyway, that Danny Kaye burns me up.
You know, Jack, I can't understand it. Every time somebody makes a little progress, you get sore at him.
I do not.
You do, too. When Mickey Rooney put on long pants, you stopped talking to him.
I did not.
Why, you even bit Lassie.
Well, she bit me first. Anyway, this is different. I practically gave Danny Kaye his start. Well, I remember the day he came to me for advice, and I was fool enough.
Oh, Jack, Danny sees you and he's coming over.
Oh, well. I just have to hide my feelings.
Hello, Jack. Oh, hello, Mary. How are you, Jack?
I'm fine. How's your mother, Danny?
She's fine.
And your father?
Oh, he's fine, too.
Well, the next time you see them, tell them they certainly have a louse for a son.
Jack.
Well?
Jack, what's the matter? What's happened? I thought we were friends.
Friends? A lot you know about friendship. I heard about that rumor you're spreading around that you're the new comedy sensation.
Oh, now, Jack, I didn't spread that rumor. And look, I'm sorry. My picture was a big hit.
Oh, sure.
And if it'll make you feel any better, I'm sorry that I came to Hollywood.
I'll bet.
Oh, really, I am. I'm sorry Up in Arms was a success, and I'm sorry that I was funny in it.
Being sorry doesn't help. You made the picture, you were a hit, and the damage is done. It's too late to apologize.
Oh, Danny, don't pay any attention to him.
Mary, I know it's you.
He's jealous of any newcomer that's a big success.
Oh, God, Jack, I wouldn't hurt you for the world. I know how you love show business. I wouldn't do anything to take the bread and Nuco out of your mouth.
Go ahead, keep talking. I know what you're thinking, Bud.
No, Jack, you've got me all wrong. I've always been your fan. Why, I followed your career for years. Really?
Well,
sure, Jack, and I could never hope to become as popular as you used to be.
Used to be?
I mean, used to was. Used to are. Was.
Better.
Jack. Honestly, Jack, I think you're great. No kidding. And in fact, every time I pass a theater where your picture is playing, I go in to see it. Why, you know, I saw George Washington slept here 4 times.
So what? I saw it 20 times. I'm going again tonight. So there.
Oh, can I go with you, Jack?
Don't give me any.
What? I could see your picture every night. I think you're the greatest comedian in the world.
You do?
Yeah. I think you're swell.
Oh. Well, then I'm sorry I acted the way I did, Danny. I think you're pretty swell, too.
No, but you're sweller than I am, Jack.
No, Danny, you're the swellest.
Oh, no, Jack, you're the swellest.
Well.
As soon as the swelling goes down, can I get a word in here?
Oh, I'm sorry, Mary. Danny and I were just complimenting each other. Oh, say, Danny, you know, Jerry Wall sent for me because Warner Brothers are going to make a picture of my life. And to show you how much I really like you, I'm going to ask them if they can't find something for you to do in my picture.
Oh, gee, that'd be wonderful, Jack.
Now, Danny, I know you can sing and dance, but can you act?
Can I act? You know I studied with Stanislavski.
Stanislavski?
Why, of course. His method is famous all over the world.
It is?
Of course it is. Let me give you a picture of one of his disciples. Who is the world's greatest actor? And how did I hear that way? Who made me a genius, the greatest projector who ever wore a toupee? Who made me most miserable Hamlet, the deadest Romeo who died for his bride? Who made me most awful Dr. Jekyll, and then made me high? Stanislavski of the Moscow Theater, Stanislavski, a director from the heart. I will never forget the day I first met the great master. He took me by the hand and beat my head against the wall. And in one word, he told me the secret of the great Stanislavski method. Suffer! That's all. Suffer! You must live before you give. Suffer! You must ache before you make. Suffer! You must think before you think. Suffer! 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 Suffer!
Hello.
Suffer! And the audience suffers with you. Stanislavski. I will never forget the day they give me first part to play. I'm supposed to play part of sailor. But first I must suffer. What I'm going to do? I join Navy, become sailor. First day out, big storm. At first I was afraid I was going to die. Then I was afraid I wasn't going to die. But I suffered. I came back to Moscow, and in this part, I was wowed. Here is what the great critic, George G. Nyasha Sasha Vladimir Nathan said. Господин Горяченко, зачем это ночь была хорошо? Ты красивый большой, люди там тоже дрос починят. He says, why is not even get the брошь? Just like in America, 3.5 stars. So if you want career on stage, you mustn't dream of merely acting. Use the Stanislavski method of mental chiropractic. Be a tree, be a sled, be a purple spool of thread, be a sword and a piece of lace, a subway train, an empty space, take it fast, take it slow. Hello, Mo, hello, Joe, I just got back from a vaudeville show. Stanislavski. I will never forget the day Luella Parsons said I stink. I was playing part of stable boy. It was in Great Russian Tragedy. It was beautiful. Everybody died. I also played part in Great Russian Comedy. Everybody died. But they died happy. This makes it funny. But I will never forget the day of my greatest triumph. I was playing part of antique mahogany bureau. So convincing in the third act, my drawers fell out. And who was the man who loosened my screws? Who pulled me all apart? Stanislavski of the Mosky.
Was great. I'll find room for that in my picture if I have to cut myself out of one scene.
Oh, thanks, Jack. I hope you can fix it.
Oh, Mr. Benny, Mr. Wall will see you now.
Thank you. Come on, Mary. You too, Danny. Hello, Mr. Wall.
Hello, Mr. Wall.
Hello, Mr. Wall.
Hello, Jack. Hiya, Danny. Hello, Mary. Sit down.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll go out and get a chair for myself.
Oh, excuse me, Mary. Take my chair.
Well, Jack, I'll bet you're pretty excited now that Warner Brothers are going to make the story of your life.
Yes, I'm quite thrilled.
We've got the whole thing laid out, Jack. We're going to make your entire life story from the day you were born to the day you died.
Died? How can that be?
When you start acting and the director says shoot, he won't be kidding.
Mary, don't be so funny. Anyway, that picture's going to be directed by me.
You? You're going to direct the picture?
I'm going to write it, too.
Oh, direct it and write it, huh?
Yes, sir.
Who's going to supervise it?
I am.
Who's going to produce it?
I am.
Who's going to finance it?
May I have the next dance with you, Miss Livingston?
Danny, please.
Now, look, Jack. We've been making pictures for a long time, and you're not going to tell us how to run our business.
Well...
Now, get this. We're going to make a picture called The Life of Jack Benny, and you're not going to direct it.
I'm not?
No. And you're not going to write it, supervise it, or produce it.
Well, Mr. Wall, I guess you're right. I should be satisfied just starring in it. I am going to star in it, ain't I?
Well, Jack, that's what I wanted to talk to you about.
Mary, give me back the chair. What did you want to talk to me about, Mr. Wall?
Well, we feel that somebody else ought to play the part of Jack Benny.
Somebody else? For heaven's sake, what's the matter with me?
Well, you've been Jack Benny too long.
What?
We feel that we ought to inject some new blood.
New blood? Any blood will help.
Mary, you keep out of this. Well, look, Mr. Wall, if you don't think I'm capable of playing myself in my own picture, who did you have in mind?
Danny Kaye.
Danny Kaye?
Yes, that's why I sent for him.
You sent for... Danny, don't just sit there. Say something.
Well, I go both tell them now, Gail, Jack, now.
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
Now, Danny Kaye, you knew about this all the time.
No, I didn't, Jack. Really, I didn't. This is all a surprise to me.
Imagine even thinking of making the picture of my life without me being in it.
Jack, I didn't say you weren't going to be in it. I have something very important for you.
You have?
Yes. You're going to play the part of your father. My father? Yes. Danny Kaye will be your son. Oh, and I think Mary will be excellent in the part of Jack's childhood sweetheart.
So do I. You keep out of this. Yes, Father. Don't bother me, you traitor.
All right, boys. Now let's cut out this argument. Now, here's the scene I want you to try, Danny. It's where you come in and ask your father for money to buy a violin. You read the father's part, Jack.
Okay. Why, I'll never know.
Stop mumbling. All right, go ahead, Danny. Now remember, you're asking your father for money, and you're Jack Benny at the age of 9.
Yes, sir.
I got a singing item about it.
Wait a minute. When I was 9 years old, I could talk. Now read it right.
Go ahead, Danny. Ask the old man again.
Okay. Dadichka. Could I please have $4 to buy a violin, Dadichka, please? Just a minute. What's the idea of doing Russian? Well, isn't Waukegan in Russia? Oh, it's in Illinois. Jeepers.
Now try it again, Danny, and remember, you're a little country boy.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Hey, Paul. Hey, Paul, could I have $4 to kind of buy myself a fiddle and a place?
Stop it! What do you think I was when I was a kid? A moron?
And besides, he outgrew it.
Yes, heavens to Betsy.
Danny, you better try it as a city boy.
A city boy? Okay. Hey, Baldy! Hey, Baldy, can I put the bite in this for 4 fox skins to buy a scratch box? Everybody in Brooklyn is playing it. I want to get one of those. Now, cut that out! Now, look here, Mr. Wall. If this is the way you're going to do the story of my life, you can drop the whole thing.
All right, then. We won't make the picture.
Now, let's not be hasty, Mr. Wall. What's bothering you?
You're bothering me, and I'm sick of it. We're not going to make the life of Jack Benny.
Well, that's okay with me. Goodbye. Come on, Mary. Come on, Danny. Imagine pulling that stuff on us. Oh, but, Jack, this was a great opportunity for me. I don't know when I'll ever get another chance like that. Look, Danny, let me give you a little piece of advice. You're a very clever kid. You're very talented, and you've got a lot of charm. But take it easy. Climb the ladder of success slowly. One rung at a time. Yes, Jack. And when you do get to the top, don't let it go to your head. Don't ever be hammy. I won't, Jack. Come on, kid. Let's go see George Washington slept here. Come on.
The Jack Benny program, transcribed and presented by Lucky Strike.
Lucky tastes better.
Cleaner, fresher, smoother.
Lucky tastes better.
Cleaner, fresher, smoother. For Lucky Strike means fine tobacco, richer tasting, fine tobacco.
Lucky tastes better.
Cleaner, fresher, smoother. Lucky Strike. Lucky Strike.
This is Don Wilson, friends. Let's take a good close look at the subject of why you smoke cigarettes. Think it over a minute, and you'll agree that the main reason, and probably the only reason you smoke, is simply that you enjoy it. It's all a matter of taste. It tastes better. Lighter, fresher, smoother, for 2 very important reasons. The reason for this better taste is that Luckies are actually made better. Made round and firm and fully packed to draw freely and smoke evenly. Fine tobacco in a better-made cigarette gives you better taste every single time. So if you go along with me that smoking enjoyment is all a matter of taste, then be happy. Go Lucky. Because the fact of the matter is Lucky's taste better. Get a carton of Lucky Strike and see for yourself.
Lucky tastes better.
Cleaner, fresher, smoother. Lucky Strike. Lucky Strike.
The Lucky Strike program starring Jack Benny with Mary Livingston, Rochester, Dennis Day, Bob Crosby. Yours truly, Doc. for 15 years at the same address in Beverly Hills, our little star recently decided to put his house up for sale. So let's go out to Camden Drive where we find Jack showing a prospective buyer through the premises.
Well, I guess I've shown you about everything, Mr. and Mrs. Borden.
It's quite a nice house.
Yes, it's just about what we had in mind.
Good, good. Naturally, I wouldn't want to high-pressure you into a sale because I don't believe in doing business that way. But where else at the price can you find a home with this square footage, quality of workmanship, choice location,
and... Mr. Benny, you're squeezing my arm.
Oh, I guess I got carried away. Anyway, I'm glad you like it.
Mr. Benny, to maintain a house this size, I imagine you must have a butler, a gardener, a cook, a chauffeur, an upstairs maid, and a downstairs maid.
Yes, I have.
Well, where are they?
Here I am, sir.
Rochester.
If I ever get fired, I can collect 12 unemployment checks.
Never mind.
Well, Mr. Benny, I think we've seen all we need to, and we'll let you know. Come along, Martha.
But I haven't even told you about the neighbors. See, right next door are my dear friends, Mr. and Mrs. Ronald Coleman.
Mr. and Mrs. Ronald Coleman?
Yes, ma'am. Here, look out this window. That's Ronnie and Benita's house.
Where?
Right there. You can just make out the tip of the chimney over his fence.
See? Say, that's some fence.
You can see it at night when they shoot electricity through it.
Yes. Well, Mr. Borden, this house seems to fit your needs, and if you want to leave a small deposit, I'll be very happy. Excuse me, folks. Rogers, I thought that plumber finished upstairs.
No, he just had to go back to the shop for more, too.
Oh, for heaven's sake. I'll be back in a second, folks. Rochester, show them the closet space in this room in the hall. Just as I had the deal almost closed, that darn plumber had to start pounding on the pipes. Say, fella, I'm trying to sell the house. Would you mind being a little more quiet?
Look, Bud, I'm in no mood for complaints.
Why? What's the matter?
What's the matter? Did you ever spend 3 hours on your back looking up at the bottom of a rusty sink bowl?
Huh?
This ain't Cinerama.
Well,
next time, think before you criticize.
I'm not criticizing. I just don't see why you have to make such a racket with that hammer.
Because the hammer is made out of metal and the pipe is made out of metal.
Well, isn't there some way you can muffle the sound?
Well, sure, if you'll be kind enough to help me.
What can I do?
Put your head between the pipe and the hammer.
Well, just finish up the job and get out of here. Can't understand it. Other people hire plumbers and get a plumber. I hire a plumber and get a Milton Berle. Well, folks, as I was saying, Rochester, where's Mr. and Mrs. Borden?
They left, but they said they were interested in the house and they'd think about it.
Oh, well, I hope they're... I'll get that, Rochester. There's probably somebody else who wants to buy the house. How do you do? Step right... Oh, it's you, Mary.
Stop bowing. I'm not going to buy your house.
I know. Come on in. I thought it was another prospect. They've been coming in droves.
No sale yet, huh?
No soul yet.
I rehearsed, too.
Yeah, I know. No, Mary. No sale yet. Now, gee, I can't understand it, Mary. Here's a beautiful home, 28 rooms, gorgeous grounds, large swimming pool, and the location...
Jack, you're squeezing my arm. Let me ask you something. Why do you want to sell this house anyway?
Look, Mary, I'm here all alone, just me and Rochester. What do I need with a house that has 28 rooms?
Jack, you mean to say this house has 28 rooms?
Certainly. There's the kitchen, the dining room, the living room, the den, the library, and 3 bedrooms.
That's only 8. What about the other 20 rooms?
Oh, I never used those. I've had them closed up for years.
You've had them closed? Jack?
You see, I don't really...
Jack?
so many rooms, you know, so I only...
Jack,
What is it, Mary?
Jack, whatever happened to Kenny Baker?
Gee, I don't know. I never thought of that. I don't know. He came over to my house about 15 years ago. That's the last I saw of him. Anyway, Mary, since I don't need so many rooms, I decided to get a smaller house. Come in.
Oh, hello, Mr. Benny. Hello, Mary.
Oh, hello, Dennis.
Come in. Sit down, kid.
Thanks. Say, Mr. Benny, I saw the sign out in front of your house that says for sale.
That's right, kid.
How much do you want for it?
$100,000.
For a little sign like that?
For the house. Dennis, I'm trying to sell the house.
Oh, well, I wouldn't buy it.
Oh, you wouldn't, eh? Well, Dennis, I've got news for you. In the first place, nobody asked you to buy it. And the second place, you couldn't afford to buy it.
If I didn't work for a cheapskate, I could.
Mary.
Don't look at me. I only thought it. He said it.
Dennis, I don't want to get into a long routine with you, so sing the song you do on the show before the gang gets here, will you?
Okay.
Mary, get me a glass of water.
Here's an aspirin.
I have my own. Just sing it.
Cantar se vuelve gitana cuando es para ti. Mi cantar hecho de fantasía. Mi cantar flor de melancolía que yo te la Virgen morena. Granada, tu tierra tan llena de lindas mujeres de sangre y de sol.
Very good. A beautiful song.
Gracias.
Thank you. You know, I can't understand how anyone who sings so beautifully can come in here and act like you do. What makes you behave like that?
I don't know. I'm just a Meshuggah mixed-up kid.
I'll say you are.
Hey, Mr. Benny! Mr. Benny!
It's that plumber again. Yeah, what is it?
Would you turn the water on from the service porch?
Okay. Rochester!
Yes, boss!
Would you please turn the water on in the service porch?
Yes, sir! The water's on, boss!
Thanks. Hey, plumber, the water's on.
Okay.
Are you all finished fixing the sink?
Not yet.
Then why'd you want to have the water turned on?
I'm dirty. I want to take a shower. wait a minute. Why don't you take a shower on your own time?
I got 30 on your time.
Rochester, turn the water off.
It's off, boss.
What a crazy plumber. I'll get it. Imagine a guy like that.
Hiya, Jack.
Oh, hello, Bob. Come on in. Everybody's here but Don Wilson. As soon as he comes, we can rehearse.
Oh, Jack, I just bumped into Ronald Coleman in front of your house.
Ronnie, what do you have to say?
Oh, nothing. He put a rabbit's foot on your for sale sign and went home whistling.
Good old Ronnie. Always wishing me luck. Yeah?
Jack, is that sign out in front just a gag, or are you really trying to sell your house?
Well, of course I'm trying to sell it.
What are you asking for?
$100,000.
$100,000, brother.
What do you mean, brother?
Well, my brother's the only one that's got that kind of dough.
Oh.
Say, Bob.
Well, sister, how are you?
Say, Bob, I thought you were going to bring...
Robert.
Bob, I thought you were going to bring the band over today so we could have a complete rehearsal.
Well, I was, Mary, but I called Bagby, the piano player, and he said that today all the boys in the band have gone to a tailor to have new tuxedos made.
All the musicians in the band? New tuxedos? Mm-hmm. What are they celebrating?
National Wine Week.
You know, Bob, I'm a little surprised that they drink anything as mild as wine.
Oh, sure they do, Jack. They drink a lot of beer, too.
Beer?
Mm-hmm. In fact, they had the answer to what you have before Pabst had the question.
That I can believe. That's the only band I ever saw where the bass fiddle has a bunghole in it, you know?
Jack.
Yeah.
Jack, why do you and Bob always pick on the orchestra boys? It's none of your business what kind of a life they lead.
Look, Mary.
Week after week, you're always picking on them, insulting them. You never have a kind word to say about them.
Look, Mary.
They've been with you for years, and you ought to be ashamed of the way you constantly run them down.
Mary.
After all, your only concern should be whether or not they play good music.
Oh, I see. And you think they play good music?
Well, they could if they weren't always drunk.
I thought so. Now, Bob, as long as the boys in the band are getting tuxedos, tell them to please wear them on the show.
Well, I will, Jack.
And one more thing. I have a request from the California Chamber of Commerce.
Well, what's that?
Well, they wrote me a letter saying that if Sammy the drummer can't grow hair and won't wear a toupee, won't he at least paint a stem on his head so it'll look like an orange? Now, the reason that... Come in. Oh, hello, Don.
Hello, Jack. Hi, everybody.
Hi, Don. Hi. Well, I'm glad you brought the sportsman with you. Don, did you see that sign out in the front lawn?
Yeah, I noticed that, Jack. Are you really going to sell this house?
That's right, Don. Hey, why don't you buy it? You've tried it on enough, you know. Too big, we can take it in a little around the pantry.
Hey, Jack, why don't we get this rehearsal over with? I want to go out the driving range and hit some golf balls.
Say, I'd like to go with you, Bob.
All right, kids, maybe we'll all go. But first, let's get on with the rehearsal.
What kind of a show are we going to have?
Well, Don, the first half is all written, but we're not sure what to do for the last half. I'd like to do something different.
How about doing a satirical version of a psychological drama?
Say, that's a pretty good idea.
Mary, what are you talking to him for? He's the plumber.
Oh, I thought he was one of your writers.
That's a stupid mistake. When he pronounced psychological right, you should have known he wasn't. Now, look, mister, we have a rehearsal to do. Just go finish your job.
Oh, that's what I came to tell you. I'm all through.
Good, good.
Oh, but there's something I think you ought to know.
What?
Well, there was a leak in one of the pipes, and while I was tracing it, it led me way to the back of the house on the top floor. And in one of them unused rooms, I saw a fellow with curly hair sitting there eating Jell-O.
What?
Jack, that must be Kenny Baker.
No, that's impossible.
Maybe it's the gas man.
What happened in the basement? Look, mister, you didn't see anybody up there. Probably just a hallucination.
Hey, that's a good word.
Yes. Now, as long as you're through with your job, you can go.
Okay, goodbye.
Goodbye. Now, kid.
Oh, pardon me, Mr. Benny. Is your house still for sale?
Yes.
How much you want for it?
Look, you couldn't afford to buy it.
You didn't get my bill yet.
What?
When you see it, remember, it ain't no hallucination.
Get out of here. Now, look, kids, as long as everybody wants to go out and hit some golf balls, let's start the rehearsal. Now, Don, while we go in the other room, rehearse the dialogue, you run through the commercial with the sportsman. Do you have something prepared?
Oh, yes, Jack, but I was thinking about your house.
Look, Don, you can't afford to buy it, so let's...
Oh, I don't mean that, Jack. I thought as long as you're anxious to sell the house, it may help a little if we do something about it with the quartet on the radio.
Oh, something about the sale for my house? Well, that's wonderful, Don. Hey, kid, you go in the other room, rehearse the dialogue. I want to listen to this. Go ahead, Don. Let's hear it.
I want a house just like the house that Benny has for sale. I want it so if I had the dough, I'd buy it without fail. A good old-fashioned house with 28 rooms, lots of closets for my mops and brooms. I want a house just like the house that Benny has for sale.
Don, I want him to sell cigarettes, too. Hey, fellas, cigarettes.
I want to smoke just like the smoke that pleases dear old Dad. LSMFT, that's the smoke for me, the best I've ever had.
It's the best I ever had.
And Lucky Strike's the only smoke for you. Better tasting, cleaner, fresher, too. I want a puff, no, puff is not so light one, you'll be glad. My dad is happy, he will never grouse, as long as there are Luckies in the house. Yes, it's a fact, Dad's favorite pack is always Lucky.
A swell idea. I certainly want to thank you very much.
Why, Jack?
Well, this way maybe I can sell my house direct. I won't need a real estate agent, you see. We'll use it on the air Sunday and see if we can get an... Oh, Rochester, answer the phone, will you, please?
Yes, sir. Mr. Benny's residence, star of stage, screen, and radio.
Hello, this is Mr. Borden calling. Is Mr. Benny in, please?
Just a minute. Boss, it's for you. It's Mr. Borden.
Mr. Borden? Oh, say, that's the man who was over to look at the house. Maybe he's going to buy it. Hand me the phone. Hello?
Operator, will you please get off the line?
No, Mr. Borden, this is Jack Benny.
Oh, Mr. Benny.
Oh, what'd you call for, Mr. Borden? What? What'd you call for? What? Huh? What was it, huh?
Well,
what is it, Mr. Borden? What? Huh? What?
Mr. Benny.
Yeah? What?
My wife and I have talked it over, and we've almost made up our minds to buy your house.
You have?
Yes, we have. You said you wanted $100,000, is that right?
Yes. If you'll come right over now, we can close the deal.
Well, Mr. Benny, the banks are all closed now, and all I have with me is a business check for $250,000.
Well, come on over. I can give you the change.
Well, I have an appointment out of my club this afternoon. I'll come over first thing in the morning.
All right, Mr. Borden, I'll be here. Goodbye. Hey, kids, guess what just happened? Mr. Borden, the man who was here with his wife a while ago, just called and said they were going to buy my house.
Say, that's wonderful.
Sure is, Jack. That's great news.
Yes, sir.
They'll never be happy here.
They will if you don't visit them. Now, come on, kids, let's finish our rehearsal, and then we'll go out to the driving range and hit some golf balls.
Well, here we are.
Here, Mary, I'll carry your clubs.
Oh, thanks, Bob.
Here's your bag, Jack.
Careful with them, Bob. Those clubs are new.
Gee, the driving range is crowded today.
We better get some golf balls at the stand. Dennis, here's some money. Go get us a couple of buckets of balls.
Okay.
Excuse me, kids. I want to swing this club to limber up my hands. They're stiff from my violin lesson yesterday.
Oh, did you practice too long?
No, my violin teacher closed the case on my finger. Happens every time I take a lesson.
Here's a bucket of balls.
Thanks, Dennis. Go ahead, Mary. Hit one out, will you?
Okay.
Keep your head down.
Be quiet.
Hey, that was a good one, Mary.
Yeah, but watch your form, Mary. Your pivot was much too abrupt, and you dipped your shoulder. Go ahead, Bob. You go.
Okay, here goes.
Wow, 250 yards straight down the middle.
Yeah, but Bob, you dipped your shoulder, too. Now stand back and watch me.
Help him up, Bob.
I can't without dipping my shoulder.
Don't be funny. I just tried to hit it too hard, that was all.
Oh, stop making excuses. You've never played good golf in your life.
Oh, I haven't, eh? Well, let me tell you something, sister. Not only do I play good golf, but I even know some great trick shots.
Trick shots?
Yes, here, I'll show you. Dennis, lie down and put this golf ball on your nose. Come on, Dennis, lie down.
Okay.
Now, hold still, Dennis, while I balance this ball on your nose. I'll show you kids a trick shot if you ever saw one. Now, stand back, everybody.
But, Jack, you must be kidding. That's a dangerous trick.
It sure is. You're liable to miss that ball and hit Dennis. Yeah.
Dennis, get up. You'll get hurt.
Now, get up, Dennis. Now, watch me, Bob, and I'll show you the correct form for driving a ball off the tee. Watch this.
Wonderful.
What do you mean, wonderful? I missed the ball 3 times.
I know, but you're fanning the smog out of Los Angeles.
If I'd stayed down there, I'd be a mess.
I can't understand it. Bob, what am I doing wrong?
Well, I don't know, Jack, but, gee, maybe you ought to take a few lessons from the instructor here.
Instructor? Where is he?
Well, that's him over there, the one with the white cap.
Oh, yes. Maybe he can help me. Oh, mister! Mister! Oh, no. Are you the golf instructor here?
Yes. Don't let these lounging pajamas fool you.
All right. Now, what do you charge for a lesson?
It's $3 for a half hour.
Well, okay. Give me a lesson.
All right. Let me see your swing. Grip the club firmly. The thumb on the shaft.
Like this?
Very good. But be sure not to slice. We're right next to the 3rd hole of the golf course, right over that hedge.
Oh, yes. I'll be careful.
Now, start your backswing. That's it. Now, head down. Keep your head down. Lower. 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 Well, I knew it'd slip off.
That out. Look, mister, I'm paying for a lesson, so will you please give me some instruction?
All right. You keep your head down. Swing back slowly. Finish.
Oh, boy, look at that one go.
Hey, Jack, you got a bad slice on that one.
Look, it's going over the hedge onto the golf course.
4!
Oh, my goodness, you hit a man on the head.
Oh, for heaven's sake. I better run over and apologize.
You don't have to. He's coming over here.
Say, it's Mr. Borden, the man who's going to buy my house.
Who hit me on the head with that ball?
I did. I'm awfully sorry, Mr. Borden.
Who's Mr. Borden?
You are. You are, and I'm Jack Benny.
Who's Jack Benny?
Jack, your ball hit him so hard he lost his memory.
But he can't. He promised to buy the house.
What house?
My house, don't you remember? Think like the house in Beverly Hills. 28 rooms, a swimming pool, the spacious yard.
Stop squeezing my arm.
Oh, Mr. Borden, you must remember. Please, please. The lovely neighborhood, the wonderful neighbors. Kenny Baker will sing to you. Mr. Borden.
What about my $3?
When I sell the house. Mr. Borden, try to remember, please.
Ladies and gentlemen, by this time tomorrow night, 1,100 American homes will have had a fire. The day after that, another 1,100 homes will burn. And the day after that, year after year, this terrible destruction will go on unless we do something about it. What can you do? Be constantly careful. Check heating and electrical equipment. Don't smoke in bed. Make sure every match, every cigarette is out before you retire for the night. Don't give fire a place to start. Thank you. Jack will be back in just a minute, but first, a word to cigarette smokers.
Lucky's taste better.
Cleaner, fresher, smoother.
Lucky's taste better.
Cleaner, fresher, smoother. For Lucky Strike means fine tobacco, richer tasting, fine tobacco.
Lucky's taste better.
Cleaner, fresher, smoother. Lucky Strike, Lucky Strike.
This is Don Wilson, friends. You know, I'd say that the thing that gives you real smoking enjoyment is the taste of your cigarette. Yes, smoking enjoyment is all a matter of taste. Well, the fact of the matter is, Lucky's taste better. I guess that college smokers have known that for some time now. Last year, a survey was made in leading colleges which showed that smokers in those colleges preferred Lucky's to any other cigarette. This year, another nationwide survey was made, based on thousands of actual student interviews. It was a representative survey of all students in regular colleges from coast to coast. This survey shows that Lucky's lead again, lead over all other brands, regular or king size, and by a wide margin. Both last year and this, the number one reason given for smoking Lucky's was their better taste. It's because Lucky's are made of fine tobacco and made better that they taste better. That's why we think it's a good idea for you to be happy. Go Lucky. Yes, next time, ask for a carton of Lucky Strike, the cigarette that tastes better.
Be happy, go lucky, get better taste today.
Good night, everybody. We're a little late.
The Jack Benny Show was written by Sam Perrin, Milt Josephsberg, George Bolger, John Tackerberg, 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 George Bolger, John Gordon, to Hal Goldman and Al Gordon, to Hal Goldman and Al Gordon by Hilliard Mark. Be sure to hear The American Way with Horace Height or Lucky Strike every Thursday over this same station. Consult your newspaper for the time. The Jack Benny program is brought to you by Lucky Strike, product of the American Tobacco Company, America's leading manufacturer of cigarettes.
Stay tuned for the Amos and Andy Show, which follows on the CBS Radio Network.
And KNX Los Angeles, where Lionel Barrymore.
The Jack Benny program, transcribed and presented by Lucky Strike, the cigarette that tastes better.
Light up a Lucky.
It's light up time.
Be happy, go Lucky.
It's light up time. For the taste that you like, light up a Lucky Strike.
Relax. It's light up time.
This is Don Wilson, friends, and I certainly agree. There's no time like right now to light up a Lucky and find out firsthand what real deep-down smoking enjoyment is. I mean the enjoyment that comes from better taste, because a Lucky tastes better every time. And the reasons why are world famous. First of all, LSMFT, Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. So fine, so light, so mild, it just naturally tastes better. And then something very important happens to Lucky's fine tobacco. It's toasted. It's toasted is the famous Lucky Strike process that brings Lucky's naturally good-tasting tobacco to its peak of flavor, tones it up to make it taste even better, cleaner, fresher, smoother. So right now, while the show gets underway, or whenever it's light-up time for you, be happy. Go Lucky. Enjoy Lucky Strike, the best-tasting cigarette you ever smoked.
For the taste that you like, light up the Lucky Strike.
Right now.
Light up a Lucky.
It's light up time.
The Lucky Strike program starring Jack Benny with Mary Livingston, Rochester, Dennis A., Bob Crosby, and yours truly, Don Wilson. Ladies and gentlemen, today Jack Benny does another television show. But meanwhile, let's go back to Friday morning. As we look in on the Benny household, Jack is just finishing breakfast.
Is everything all right, Mr. Benny?
All fine, Rochester, but do you have a little more honey for the hot cakes?
No, sir. We're all out of honey.
Are you sure?
Positive. I got the last drop there was out of the hives, and I'm too scared to squeeze these.
Oh, stop being silly. Anyway, Rochester, you shouldn't be afraid of bees. They're industrious little creatures.
Uh-huh.
Bees never bother people. They spend their entire lives gathering honey.
Uh-huh.
They work from the time they're born till the time they die. That is all except the queen bee.
Well, I ain't going to squeeze Her Majesty either.
All right, all right. I'll have another cup of coffee.
Cup of coffee.
Good morning, Polly.
Good morning, Blue Eyes.
Ah, she learned something new. Polly, want a cracker?
Polly wants a cup of coffee.
No, I'll just give you a cracker.
Boss, why don't you give her a little coffee and see whether she likes it or not?
No, Rochester, we don't want to get her used to that. Give her a cracker.
But, boss, what's a little coffee in the morning?
It's not that, Rochester. It's where these things lead to. First, she'll want a little coffee in the morning. Then she'll want coffee at night. Then she'll want a little cognac in her coffee. Then she'll want plain cognac. Then she'll start drinking whiskey. First thing you know, she'll belong to Parrots Anonymous. No. Oh, Polly, you haven't done anything yet. Say, Rochester, did Don Wilson phone me this morning?
No, sir. There were no calls at all.
Well, he's supposed to call me about the commercial. I better call him. Gee, parrots are funny. The way they keep repeating everything they hear. She called me Blue Eyes just because the garbage man does. Now, let's see. What's Don Wilson's number again? Oh, yes. Crestview 40987. That's funny. I don't get any dial tone. I still don't get the dial tone. Rochester, the phone seems to be out of order.
Could be. It hasn't rung all morning.
Gee, I wonder what could be wrong. Hey, this is awful, Rochester. I'm going over to Coleman's house next door and use their phone to report it to the company.
Okay, boss.
Gee, imagine my phone going out of order. Hope that Ronnie is home so I can use his. The weather's nice. Look at my garden. It's amazing how fast things grow here when we have a little warm spell. Look at all that ivy. It's almost completely covered Remley. There wasn't a thing growing there when he fell on New Year's Eve.
Oh, good morning, Mr. Benny.
Oh, good morning, Sherwood. Is Mr. Coleman at home?
No, sir. He took Mrs. Coleman to the hospital a few minutes ago.
The hospital?
Yes. This morning she sat on one of your bees.
Gee, I hope it wasn't Harry. He's such a good worker.
Oh, She didn't kill it. She rose very promptly.
Oh, good. Well, the reason I came over is I'd like to use your telephone.
Oh, business in New York again.
No. Mine seems to be out of order. I'd like to report it.
Oh, well, come right in. Yeah, here's the phone.
I better call the operator.
Operator.
Oh, operator, I'd like to report a phone that's not working.
Yes, sir. What is the address and phone number, please?
366 North Camden Drive. The phone number is Crestview 40555.
Very good, sir. And now what seems to be the trouble?
Well, the phone doesn't work. I want to find out whether it's out of order or disconnected.
Disconnected? I'll have to check in our books. What is your name, please?
Jack Benny.
Jack Benny? Oh, your phone couldn't be disconnected. The case doesn't come up till next week.
Well, then it must be out of order, then.
I'll report that to our repair department, sir.
Thank you. Goodbye. Thank you for letting me use the phone, Sherwood.
Oh, that's quite all right, Mr. Benny. I'll see you to the door. Oh, by the way, Mr. Benny, I meant to tell you that I saw your last television show.
Oh, really? Did you like it?
Unfortunately, yes.
What do you mean, unfortunately?
Well, I was watching it secretly when I couldn't control myself and gave vent to a burst of laughter.
Well?
Well, Mr. Coleman came in, caught me, and sent me to bed without my crumpets.
Well, that's a shame. Well, thanks again for letting me use the phone.
You're quite welcome. Good day.
Goodbye. Yeah, I can't understand Ronnie. Well, it takes all kinds of people to make a world, I guess. Say, look at that ivy. Someone must have put Vigoro on it. It's completely grown over. Frank... No, somebody moved him. Look, you, get over on that flower. You can't get honey out of leaves. I don't know. I have to tell everybody what to do. Tough being the boss. Rochester, I'm back.
That's good. Mr. Wilson's waiting in the den.
Oh, Don's here?
Yeah, Jack. I tried to call you about the commercial, but your phone was out of order. Want me to come out there?
No, I'll come into the den. Don, why are you sitting on the floor?
I'm not sitting on the floor. There's a chair under me.
Oh, you know, Don, you flatten more things than Christian Dior. Hey, you have the sportsman with you. Hi, fellas. All right. Now, Don, what number did you want to talk to me about?
Jack, we have a wonderful arrangement of the Raymond Overture, and I thought it'd be even better if you'd play your violin in it.
Do you really think so, Don?
No.
Well, why did you say it?
I don't know. It was just a big fat impulse.
Well, impulse or not, I'm going to take you up on it. Wait till I get my violin. Okay, fellas, let's go. The Raymond Overture.
LSM-MFD. Rockies are sure to taste better than all of the rest. Rockies are closer than that's why they always taste best. That is a fact. Yes, friends, a fact. Old American. fine cigarette, what a fine cigarette. The best you can get is the best one yet. Take a puff, take a puff, take a puff, but you know you can't get enough. Oh, LSMFT, oh, LSMFT. It's
Well, Don, fellas, that was just wonderful. I'm certainly glad that I was a part of it. And, Don, it was such a good idea that I think I'm going to give you and the boys a raise.
Really, Jack?
No. It was just a big fat impulse, and I'm over it. See you later, Don. So long, fellas.
Want me to answer that, boy?
No, I'll get it. Yes?
I'm the repairman from the phone company.
Oh, good.
I already checked everything outside, and I can't find nothing wrong. I climbed to the top of the pole, and everything's okay there.
Well, wait, how could you have climbed the pole? You're not wearing those shoes with spikes.
I got long toenails.
Oh.
Well, anyway, since I can't find a trouble outside, maybe it's right in the phone.
It probably is. There's no dial tone. Come in and look at it.
Yeah, okay.
The phone's right over here, Mr.
Alexander Graham Bell III.
Alexander Graham Bell III? Are you descended from the man who invented the telephone?
Oh, is that what Grandpa done? No wonder they gave me the job.
Well, here's the phone.
Hey, you're right. There ain't no dial tone.
Well, pick up the receiver first. For heaven's sake.
Oh, yeah. I don't hear no dial tone.
I told you. That's what's wrong.
That's the dial tone.
That's the doorbuster. Rochester, will you answer the door?
Yes, sir.
Hey, I think I found out what's the trouble.
What?
Oh, this here thingamajig here's loose. See, it spins around.
That's the dial. I can't understand why the phone company would send a man like...
Excuse me, Mr. Benny.
What is it, Rochester? Who is at the door?
It's Mr. Sammy Wise. He wants to see you.
Sammy White? Who's he?
Well, he's from the band on your program. Sammy, the drummer.
Oh, so his name is White. And I thought his last name was the drummer. What does he want?
He wants to see you privately. He's in the next room.
Well, I better go in and see what he wants. Excuse me, Mr. Bell.
You can call me Al.
I hope you have the phone fixed when I come back. Now, hello, Sammy.
Hello, Mr. Benny.
You want to see me?
Yeah, it's not a personal matter.
Personal? What can I do for you?
Well, I wish you'd make the other boys in the band stop picking on me.
The boys pick on you? But, Sammy, you're the biggest guy in the band. You're 6'5". If the other musicians hit you, hit them back.
Oh, they don't do anything physical. They tease me.
Tease you? How?
They call me clodhopper, they call me dopey, and then they write dirty words on my drum.
No.
Yeah, not only that, they're always calling me Baldy.
Well, Sammy, you shouldn't be sensitive about that. Lots of men lose their hair as they get older.
I've been bald since I was 7.
No kidding. That's amazing. How'd you happen to lose your hair so early?
I didn't lose it. I grew so fast I pushed through it.
push through it. A likely story.
That's my excuse. What's yours?
Never mind. Anyway, don't worry, Sammy. I'll tell the rest of the boys in the band to be nicer to you.
Well, they should. After all, I'm always doing sweet things for them.
Like what?
Well, just a little while ago, I trimmed the ivy off Remley and took him home.
Oh, so that's where he went. Boy, will Frankie be amazed when he wakes up in a bed. Imagine.
I put him under a table. I didn't want to shock him.
Well, that was sweet, Sammy. Well, I'll tell the other boys about this. I'm sure they'll all be nicer to you.
Gee, thanks, Mr. Benny. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Yeah, I'll really have to talk to the boys in the band. I don't want Sammy to quit. He looks so good sitting way up there in the middle of the Yorkshire with that smile painted on his head. Well, I better go back and see if that guy's got the phone fixed.
Now, look, don't interrupt me, Telly. I don't care if you have got dinner cooked. I ain't coming home tonight. I'm going out with the boys. Yeah, that's right. We're going to play cards, and you needn't wait up for me because I don't know what time I'm coming home. Yeah, you heard me.
Oh, you got the phone fixed?
No, I'm just rehearsing what I'd like to say to my wife. But wait a minute. I think I found out what's wrong. This connection is loose. I'll fix it. There, that does it. Now I'll lift the receiver. That's
good.
Oh, she's all fixed.
Oh, fine, thanks. I'll show you to the door.
Well, goodbye.
Goodbye. Thanks a lot, Al. Well, I'm glad the phone is fixed. Now I can make that important call I had to make to... I forgot who I had to call. I mentioned it to Rochester. Maybe he remembers. Oh, Rochester! Where'd he go? Now, who did I want to call? It was very important. Oh, now I remember who it was.
Hello?
Hello, Don. This is Jack.
What in the world's the matter, Jack? Who you mad at?
You were supposed to call me this morning about the commercial.
But, Jack, we were just over to your house and we did it.
Oh, yes, I forgot. Goodbye. That's the silliest thing I've ever done. I was never so embarrassed. Of all people, I had to do it to Don Wilson. It's like an elephant. He never forgets. And even if he does forget, he's still like an elephant. Sometimes I think... Is that you, Rochester?
Yes, sir.
Where were you?
I just went out to get the mail.
Oh, is there anything important?
Well, this looks important. The envelope is marked from the county of Los Angeles.
Let me see. Oh, no.
What's the matter, boss?
I've been called for jury duty. Just when I'm so busy.
Well, you know, Mr. Benny, it's everyone's civic duty to serve on a jury once in a while.
But, Rochester, I'm so busy. Gosh, I got radio, television, and personal appearances.
Yeah, I guess everybody has their own problems. Here they expect you to give up your job and devote your full time to serving on the jury for just $3 a day.
Sure, it's not right that... $3 a day?
Boss, you begin to get that civic duty look in your eye.
You're right, Rochester. I'm going. A citizen should never shirk his duty. I'll see you later. Gosh, they have a lot of courts in this building. Now, let's see. Where's the one I'm supposed to report to? Oh, here it is.
Yes, sir. May I help you?
Well, I think so. I was told to report for jury duty.
Oh,
Well, they're interviewing the prospective jurors in the next room.
Oh, then I'll go in there.
Before you do, I'll have to get some information from you for our record.
Yes, ma'am.
Your name?
Jack Benny.
Jack Benny. Address?
366 North Camden Drive.
366 North Camden Drive. Your occupation? Oh, silly me. Imagine asking you a question like that. Everyone knows you, Mr. Benny.
Oh, thank you.
Occupation? Beekeepers.
That's right, but I'm also a bit of a comedian, you know.
Yes, I know your slogan. Get your honey from the man that's funny.
That's right.
Now let's get on with the questions. Your height?
5'10".
Your weight?
158 pounds.
Color of your eyes? Oh, they're blue, aren't they?
Bluer than the thumb of a hitchhiker in Anchorage, Alaska.
Yes, I've noticed that. Your age?
39.
39? Why, that's a surprise. You look much younger.
Well, thank you.
I'm a bit of a comedian myself. Now, tell me, Mr. Benny, have you ever served on a jury before?
No, ma'am.
Have you ever been in court before?
Yes, every month with the telephone company. But I don't think that would disqualify me from being a juror.
No, I guess not. Now, let's see. Excuse me. Hello, Superior Court.
Miss, I'd like some advice. How do I go about divorcing my husband? I must get rid of him.
Well, you have to have grounds for divorce.
Grounds?
Yes. Has he deserted you?
No.
Has he failed to support you?
No.
Has he gone out with other women?
No.
Well, has he been cruel to you?
No.
Well, I'm sorry, madam, but if you don't have grounds, you can't divorce your husband.
Oh. Well, I tried to do it the nice way, Herman.
I guess she doesn't need me anymore. Now, getting back to you, Mr. Benny, I have all the information I need.
What do I do now?
Go right in that room where they're interviewing the prospective jurors and talk to the judge.
Yes, ma'am. Excuse me, are you the judge?
Well, who do you think I am in this long black robe, vampire?
Now, look, Judge, I came down here for jury duty.
I know. Raise your right hand.
What?
Raise your right hand.
All right, there. Are you going to swear me in?
No, I just wanted to see if that old suit would hold together.
What?
You know, I've got a good mind to send you up for contempt.
Why? What did I say?
Nothing. You're just contemptible.
Now, just a second. I came down here because I wanted to do my civic duty, and you insult me. You can't talk to me that way. I'm Jack Benny.
Well, you can't be a juror on this case.
Why not?
This case is Jack Benny versus the telephone company.
Oh, yes, I remember now. I lost twice, so this time I asked for a jury trial. I've got nice legs. See you next week, Judge. Goodbye.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jack will be back in a minute to tell you about his television program, which goes on at 7 p.m. tonight over the CBS television network. But right now, here's a suggestion for you.
Light up the lucky.
It's light up time.
Be happy, go lucky.
It's light up time for
the taste that you like, light up a Lucky Strike.
Relax. It's light up time.
That's a grand idea for a pleasant Sunday evening at home, or any time at all when you want to enjoy a really great cigarette. Just lean back and light up a Lucky, because every Lucky you light is sure to give you better taste. And here's why. First, Luckies are made of fine tobacco. Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. Light, mild, naturally good-tasting tobacco. And then that tobacco is toasted. It's toasted is the famous Lucky Strike process that tones up Lucky's fine tobacco, brings it to its peak of flavor, makes it taste even better, cleaner, fresher, smoother. So right now, friends, or any time at all when it's light-up time for you, make it a Lucky, the best-tasting cigarette you ever smoked.
For the taste that you like, light up a Lucky Strike.
Right now.
Light up a Lucky.
It's light up time.
Ladies and gentlemen, as I said, I'm going to tell you about my television show tonight. Now, this isn't for you people who are at home and can see it. This is for the people who are riding in their cars. Now, this television show opens where I see I haven't got time. So stop in at the nearest house and watch it. Tonight, see you on television.
The Jack Benny Show tonight was written by Milt Josephsberg, John Tackerberry, Hal Goldman, Al Gordon, and produced and transcribed by Hilliard Marks.
Filter smokers, true tobacco taste, real filtration, famous Tareyton quality. They're all yours when you smoke Filter Tip Tareyton. Filter Tip Tareyton gives you all the full, rich taste of Tareyton's quality tobacco and real filtration, too. Because Filter Tip Tareyton incorporates activated charcoal, renowned for its unusual powers of selective filtration. Look for the red, white, and blue stripes on the package. They identify Filter Tip Tareyton, the best in filtered smoking.
The Jack Benny program is brought to you by the American Tobacco Company, America's leading manufacturer of cigarettes. The Jack Benny program, transcribed and presented by Lucky Strike, the cigarette that tastes better.
Light up a Lucky. It's light up time. Be happy, so lucky. It's light up time. For the taste that you like, light up a Lucky Strike.
Relax. It's light up time.
This is Don Wilson, friends. You know, any time at all that you want real smoking enjoyment is the time to light up a Lucky. Because a Lucky tastes better every time. And the reasons why are world famous. First of all, Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. Fine, light, naturally good-tasting tobacco. And then that tobacco is toasted. It's toasted is the famous Lucky Strike process that brings Lucky's naturally good-tasting tobacco to its peak of flavor. Tones it up to make it taste even better, cleaner, fresher, smoother. So right now, or any time it's light-up time for you, be happy, go Lucky. Enjoy Lucky Strike, the best-tasting cigarette you ever smoked.
For the taste that you like, light up the Lucky Strike.
Right now.
Light up a Lucky.
It's light up time.
The Lucky Strike program, starring Jack Benny, with Mary Livingston, Rochester, Tennessee, Bob Crosby, the sportsman, quartet, yours truly, Don Wilson. Ladies and gentlemen, many times in the past I've opened this program by taking you out to Jack Benny's house in Beverly Hills. But tonight, just for a change, let's all go out to Mr. and Mrs. Bob Crosby's house on the edge of Beverly Hills.
Many times I have wanted your kiss. Many times.
Oh, Bob.
Yes, June?
You've been in the den here for an hour. What are you doing?
Well, just rehearsing some songs, dear. I'm thinking of making another personal appearance.
Personal appearance? Where?
Las Vegas.
Oh, Bob, I wish you wouldn't. You remember what happened last time we were up there. You gambled every night and lost quite heavily.
I know.
Well, don't do it again. I miss the baby. But really, Bob, I'm serious. I wish you wouldn't play another personal appearance.
Well, why not, dear?
Well, you're so busy. You're on Mr. Benny's show every week. You play benefits. You make records. And you have your own TV show 5 days a week. You're never home anymore.
Oh, June, you're exaggerating.
Oh, Mother. Mother. Yes, dear.
Can I go to the park and play ball?
Certainly.
Okay, I'll be back in time for dinner. Say, Mom.
Yes, dear?
Who's this guy, the plumber?
He's your father.
Well, certainly I'm your father. Don't you recognize me, Chris?
I'm Steve.
You run along, Steve, and be home in time for dinner.
I will. Goodbye, Mother. Goodbye, Dad.
Goodbye. Now she's growing. You know, honey, I could have sworn he was Chris. Gosh, you know, June, I've been thinking about what you said, though. I think I'm going to forget about personal appearances and spend more time at home.
Oh, Bob, I wish you would.
I will, and not only that, I think, why don't we have a dinner party here at home like we used to?
Oh, that would be wonderful. How about next Saturday night?
That's fine. I'll invite all the boys in my band and their wives, and you know what, June? I think we ought to invite Jack Benny, too.
You do?
Why, certainly.
Oh, but Bob, he's such an important man, and he's so busy. You can't call and invite him to dinner on such short notice.
Well, I'm going to try anyway.
Bob, I think you're making a big mistake.
Now, don't you worry, June. I've got an idea. Look, we'll change the date of our dinner to fit Jack's convenience.
Hello?
Hello, Jack. This is Bob Crosby.
Oh, hello, Bob.
Say, Jack, June and I would like to invite you to our house for dinner, and, well, when would it be possible for you to come?
Oh, 7 o'clock, 7:15. 7:30. In fact, I can be over right now.
Well, we weren't thinking of tonight. We were thinking of some night this week. Which would be the most convenient?
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday.
Well, you skipped Thursday.
Oh, I babysit that night. Oh, I used to do it for you, but you lost your kid in Las Vegas.
I know. But, Jack, how about coming over for dinner Saturday night?
Oh, fine, Bob. Fine. Say, and after dinner we can have some fun, play gin or Scrabble.
Oh, no, thank you, Jack. I'll never play Scrabble with you again after last Sunday's game. You're too tricky for me. I don't know how in the world you do it.
Do what?
Well, there are only 2 Y's in the game, and yet you made the word money 11 times.
Well, all right, we'll play something else. So long. See you Saturday.
So long, Jack.
Goodbye, Bob. Gee, it was nice of Bob to invite me over to his house for dinner. He's always doing things like that. Having people over for dinner, taking them out to nightclubs, having parties. He's so generous. He ought to see a psychiatrist. Well, when Rochester comes home for shopping, I better tell him I won't be home for dinner Saturday night. Gee, he's been at that market a long time. Coming. Oh, hello, Dennis.
Hello, Mr. Benny.
Come on in.
Thanks.
I wasn't expecting you today, Dennis. Anything wrong?
No, I just wanted to ask you a favor. Could you lend me $10?
$10? Yes, I guess so. What do you want it for?
I want to get myself tattooed.
Tattooed? Why?
Well, I was in the Navy during the war, and yet nobody will believe I was a sailor.
Well, what are you going to have tattooed on you?
My uniform.
Well, that's about the... Look, kid, if you want something tattooed on you to show that you were in the Navy, why don't you have a life preserver or an anchor? Oh, wait a minute. How about the battleship Missouri?
No, my mother has that.
Your mother has a battleship tattooed on her?
When she wears a corset, it looks like it's sinking.
Hey, wait a minute, kid. I've got a good idea. Why don't you do what I did when I was in the Navy? Have the American flag put on your arm.
Yeah, I didn't know you had the American flag on you.
Yeah, I had it done the first day I joined the Navy. Wait, I'll roll up my sleeve and show it to you. See?
Gee, only 13 stars.
Yes, Dennis. Only 13 stars, but not for the reason you think. I made the man stop because he was hurting me.
Then why did he put them in a circle?
Dennis, I don't want to get into any more discussions with you. Now, I'll make you a proposition.
Yeah, what?
If I lend you the $10, will you let me hear the song you're going to do on next Sunday's program and leave immediately?
Yes, sir.
Okay, here's the $10. Let's hear it.
What a rare mood I'm in. Why, it's almost like being in love. There's a smile on my face for the whole human race. Why, it's almost like being in love. All the music of life seems to be like a bell that is ringing for me. And from the way that I feel when that bell starts to peal, I would swear I was falling. I could swear I was falling. It's almost like being in love. All the music of life seems to be like a bell that is ringing for me. And from the way that I feel when that bell starts to peal, I would swear I was falling. I could swear I was falling. It's almost like being in love.
Dennis Day singing Almost Like Being in Love, and should sound swell on the program.
Oh,
now go get yourself tattooed.
Okay, Mr. Benny. You know what I think I'll do? I'll have them
Dennis,
tattoo.
You promised me if I lent you the $10, you wouldn't say anything. You just go.
Yes, sir.
Okay, then go.
All right. Goodbye.
Bye. You know, Dennis gets sillier and sillier every day. I don't know how I stood him all these years. But it's my own fault. I should have known when I first saw him there was something wrong with him. What other man wears a size 3 hat? I don't know, sometimes I think...
Mr. Benny, I'm back from the market.
Good.
I'm in the kitchen putting the things away.
I'll come in and help you. Hey, what took you so long, Rochester?
Well, I had a lot of things to do. You know, I took all the hamburger out of the freezer, sold it, and bought 36 quarts of milk.
Why'd you do that?
Beef went up, milk went down. I made money.
Say, Rochester, what's this?
A head of lettuce.
How can this be lettuce? It's pure white.
The fad is over. They're taking chlorophyll out of everything.
Oh.
By the way, Mr. Benny, are you going out tonight?
No, I think I'll stay home and practice my violin.
Your violin? Oh, boss, calm now.
All right. I'll wait till you get out of the house. Meanwhile, I'm going in the den and read for a while.
Okay.
Gee, I haven't read a book in a long time. Let's see what's here. Okay, here's a book I haven't read. 100 Famous Poems. Gee, I haven't read poetry in a long time. I think I'll read this. Let's see. Gee, they have some wonderful poems in this book. Charge of the Light Brigade, Hiawatha, The Wreck of the Hesperus, Gunga Din. There was an old lady from... Whoops, somebody penciled that in. Oh, here's one of my favorite poems. I haven't read it in years. The Shooting of Dan McGrew. I think I'll read that. The Shooting of Dan McGrew by Robert W. Service.
A bunch of the boys were whooping it up in the Malamute Saloon. The kid that handles the music box was hitting a jag-time tune.
Hey, bartender. Bartender. Bartender.
Yeah?
I want a drink of whiskey.
Okay, how much whiskey do you want?
About 3 fingers.
Here you are.
Give me another drink.
How much this time?
Oh, about 4 fingers.
Okay. There you are. 4 fingers of whiskey. You know, mister, you're the first man I ever saw drink out of a glove.
I always do. I'm the only man in Alaska that got a hangnail with a hangover. Doggone, I've been trapped in this saloon for 8 days by that darn blizzard. How much longer do you think it'll last?
I don't know.
Well, I'm going to take a look outside and see how the weather is.
How is it outside?
Cloudy. Look, bartender, being stuck in a place like this for 8 days can drive a guy nuts. I gotta have a little excitement. Tell you what, I'll bet you $5 I can shoot those 3 glasses off the top shelf in 3 shots. $5 says you can't. It's a bet. Stand back, everybody. There's 1. There's 2.
You lost.
No, I didn't.
I've got $20 more that says you did.
It's a bet. That slow bullet has made me a fortune. Anybody else want to bet? Hey, you at the piano. Don't you know any other music?
No, he's ignorant. But those 4 fur trappers in the corner...
You must have had 5 fingers yourself.
I say those 4 fur trappers in the corner, they can sing some songs.
Well, let's hear some.
Okay, take it, fellas.
Alouette, jump the alouette, alouette, jump the boomerang. Alouette, light the cigarette, smoky like the fake of Bonjour.
Just a plumeray la tête, like a lucky alouette.
Just a plumeray la tête, like a lucky alouette.
Alouette,
alouette,
cigarette,
cigarette. Alouette, pop a cigarette, lay the fine tobacco, ooh la la. Alouette, gentle alouette, rosalette, to her dear papa.
Here is what the leper says. 10 more luckies right away.
Son of a gun for Eskimos. They smoke luckies too, you know.
Eskimo.
Eskimo.
Smoke, you know.
Smoke, you know.
Alouette.
Alouette.
Cigarette.
Cigarette.
They all like.
They all like.
Lucky strike.
Lucky strike.
Alouette, puff a cigarette. He is just as happy as me. With the Lucky's made of white tobacco. Tell us MST.
Living with the ice and snow, we're so very glad to know.
She's as happy as can be. With her MST.
MST. We agree.
We agree.
Eskimo.
Eskimo.
Smoke you know.
Smoke you know.
Alouette.
Alouette.
Cigarette.
Cigarette.
They all like.
They all like.
Lucky Strike.
Lucky Strike. Alouette, puff a cigarette. Fruity long and lonesome are beside. In the north, so many light and lucky. That will make me northern light.
Well, how'd you like the song? That was tasty good. Hey, look, mister, the blizzard is letting up. Yeah, well, I think I'll get going. Where's my partner? Hey, Wilson. Wilson.
Here I am.
Come on, we're going up north to find gold. Gold, do you hear me? Gold.
Just a minute, partner. Don't risk your life out there in these icy wastes looking for gold. What is gold? Can't eat it. Can you drink it? Gold's only money. The money will only bring you unhappiness, misery, and sorrow.
Would you mind repeating that?
Money will only bring you unhappiness, misery, and sorrow.
This boy is not only fat, but he's stupid. Now, come on, let's get the dogs ready and the sled. We're going.
Were you ever out in the great alone when the moon was awful clear and the icy mountains hemmed you in with a silence you could hear, with only the howl of a timber wolf, and you camped there in the cold, a half-dead thing in a stark-dead world, clean mad for the muck called gold.
We're going mighty slow, Wilson, and it's all your fault. I took you on as a partner because I was a greenhorn. You told me you knew everything about the Yukon. You told me you knew how to handle these dog teams and sleds.
Of course I do. What makes you think I don't?
Well, I have a feeling the dogs should be pulling the sleds and we should be riding. I'm sure of it. That cocker spaniel with the whip is murder. That dog yells mush at me once more and there's going to be trouble.
Gee, I can't stand this no more. 3 weeks we've been traveling through these frozen wastes.
Wait a minute. Comes a man. An Eskimo.
Oh, yeah. I'll go and talk to him.
Won't do any good. These Eskimos don't talk in English.
I know, but I talk Eskimo. I'll say hello to him. Hey, compare.
That's Eskimo?
Look, he's coming toward us. And he's carrying food.
Yeah, maybe he'll give us some blubber. Maybe he'll give us some blubber. Hey, he wants to talk to us.
Oogie oogie, wah wah, magahoo, magahi.
What'd he say? What'd he say?
He says his name, he's the mighty hunter, and he's chief of an Eskimo tribe.
Oh. Ask him if he'll be our guide and lead us to the goal.
Mugla, Mugliuka, Takara, Igloo. Marabu, Igloob, Nagikuch, Tiga.
Three of my riders must come from Bispo Beach.
Nuggy talking.
He says he can't be our guide. He's got something else to do.
Ask him what?
Ugi Tula Nagarari?
Takalugi Mugi Papoose Nangawawa.
What'd he say?
He's got to go to Las Vegas and pick up his kids.
Well, let's go on by ourselves. Goodbye, Eskimo.
Goodbye, and don't forget dinner Saturday night.
Oh! Come on. on, let's go. I'm pulling it! I'm pulling it! Wait a minute, Wilson, look. Look at the side of that mountain. We found it, a vein of pure gold. Do you hear me, Wilson? Look at it. Pure gold. Oh, boy, am I unhappy, miserable, and sorry. Come on, Wilson. Let's dig that gold and go back to the saloon.
Back of the bar in a solo game, that dangerous Dan McGrew. Watching his luck with his light of love, the lady that's known as Lou. Went out of the night, which was 50 below, and into the din and glare. There stumbled a miner fresh from the creek, dog dirty and loaded for bear.
Okay, bartender. I struck it rich. Set up drinks for everybody.
Does that include me, handsome?
Sure does, Lou. I came right back here after finding the gold just to see you.
Well, the minute I heard you was coming, I hurried home and got into this new dress.
You must have been in a hurry. You didn't get all the way into it. But, Lou, I got presents for you now that I'm rich. I got diamonds and ermine fur, jewels, and a yacht for you.
Oh, darling. Come here, honey. Kiss me.
Well, after that kiss, I won't need my dogs or my sled anymore.
Why not?
There ain't no more snow between here and the North Pole. Give me another kiss, Lou.
Sure, honey. Oh, wait a minute. Be careful. Here comes dangerous Dan McGrew.
Lou, come here a minute.
Yes, Dan?
Didn't I see you kissing this stranger a minute ago?
Yes, you did. Hey, he sounds dangerous. What about it?
You know what I do to guys I catch kissing my gal?
What?
I cut off their heads and hang them up by their hair.
Oh.
I'll have to think of something different for you.
Oh, I ain't scared. Now listen to me, Dan McGrew. Lou is my gal, and I'm taking her with me.
Oh, no, you're not. Draw your gun.
Don't fight, boys, please.
Get out of the way, Lou. I'm ready, Dan.
Then I reached for my rod, and the lights went out, and two guns blazed in the dark. Then a woman screamed, and the lights went up, and two men lay stiff and stark.
Bye, Steph.
So long, Stark.
Fixed on his head, and pumped full of lead, was dangerous Dan McGrew, while a man from the creek lay clutched in the arms of a lady that's known as Lou.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight, through carelessness, a fire could start. A fire that could claim your life and the lives of your children. Don't let it happen. Be on guard constantly against fire. Make sure every match, every cigarette is put out. Always check the ashtrays before leaving the house or retiring for the night. Observe all fire regulations. Remember, only you can prevent fires. Thank you.
Jack will be back in just a minute, but right now, here's a suggestion for you.
It's light up time. Be happy, go lucky. It's light up time for the taste that you like. Light up the lucky strike. Relax. It's light up time.
That's a grand idea, friends. Just lean back and light up a Lucky. Because every Lucky you light is sure to give you better taste. And here's why. First, Luckies are made of fine tobacco. LSMFT, Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. Light, mild, naturally good-tasting tobacco. And then that tobacco is toasted. It's toasted is the famous Lucky Strike process that tones up Lucky's naturally good-tasting tobacco, bringing it to its peak of flavor so that it tastes even better, cleaner, fresher, smoother. So, friends, anytime it's light-up time, be happy. Go Lucky. Make your cigarette better tasting Lucky Strike.
For the taste that you like, light up the Lucky Strike.
Right now.
Light up a Lucky.
It's light up time.
We're a little late, so good night, folks.
The Jack Benny program is written by Sam Perrin, Milt Josephsberg, George Balzer, John Tackerberry, Al Gordon, Hal Goldman, and produced and transcribed by Hilliard Marks.
Filter smokers, here's the true tobacco taste you've been looking for. Filter Tip Tarleton gives you all the full, rich flavor of Tarleton's famous quality tobacco, and real filtration, too. Filter Tip Tarleton incorporates activated charcoal, renowned for its unusual powers of selective filtration and used far and wide to purify the air we breathe, the water and beverages we drink. Look for the red, white, and blue stripes on the package. They identify Filter Tip Tarleton, the best in filtered smoking.
The Jack Benny program is brought to you by the American Tobacco Company, America's leading manufacturer of cigarettes.